What's the vibes, y'all? It's your boy DJ Muda, Messy Muda to some of y'all. And this is the TheAuxConnect podcast where we connecting y'all with all the hottest shit. Listen, let me tell y'all. We got a celebrity in the building. That's all I'm going to say. We got a celebrity in this motherfucker. Like, in my eyes. You feel me? Aww. So if you watch TV shows like me, I like them like game shows where they got you doing crazy shit like Survivor, Amazing Race, shit like that. They got a show called The Beast Games. It's on Amazon Prime. A lot of y'all don't pay for y'all Prime, so y'all probably can't see it. But on Amazon Prime, there's a show called The Beast Games. And we got contestant number 817. Listen, let me tell you, the reason it's 817 is because there was 1,000 motherfuckers on there. Literally.
2,000.
I'm sorry. It was 2,000 motherfuckers on there. So she's 817.
Yes.
And we got her in the building today at the TheAuxConnect. Listen, a lot of y'all can't make the connections that we make over here. That's all I'm gonna say. I got the call like, hey, we got a Beast Game contestant in this motherfucker. I said, pedal to the metal, I'm here.
And you definitely showed up.
I had to pull up. And then when I heard it was 817, I said, listen, I was just watching you. Literally. I was watching the show. I came home from the club. I DJ yesterday. I'm like, let me watch some Beast Games. And I seen you on there. You got finessed a little bit, but I see you on there. You feel me? Yeah. But we got Miss 817. Also, no. Okay, I'm gonna say this. We got Queen.
Thank you.
We got Queen in the building, also known as 817.
Yes, player 817.
So if I call her Queen or 817, it's the same person, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying Queen. You know how we be like, hey Queen, hey King, like no. Her, you see the chain that says Queen, like that's really like her name.
Yes. Shout out to Legendary Roots for
the chain.
Yeah.
I had my glasses on. Nobody told me to take these motherfuckers off.
So I was gonna say, but the intro was so dope.
That's all good. That's all good. I don't like people to know I wear glasses. You feel me? Like my reading glasses.
It's okay. I got contacts 24/7.
Oh, you do? Okay, I only need them for reading, and if I need like super contacts.
Oh no, I'm legally blind, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these stay in.
So you was on the game show with contacts in your eyes?
Oh, the whole time. Yeah.
Okay.
Like backups and all that was ready.
Ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So like I said, we got Miss Queen in the building. She was on the show. For y'all who didn't watch it, can I give them a spoiler to let them know where you Can I just let them know you was top 10?
Yes.
Okay, because too late.
I was just about to say.
I already said it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna give y'all a spoiler. She made it to the top 10. Listen, top 10 out of 2,000 people.
It's like 0.6%.
I'm not good at math.
I don't know. We've all done.
Yeah, figured it out already. You figured it out.
Shout out to Jeff, my numbers guy.
So let's start with how are you doing today? Let's start for there.
Today's been lit. Like, I don't know, the weather was cool. Like, yeah. I didn't know what to wear, but I was like, okay, dress in sneakers. You can't go wrong.
Okay, you see the outfit. Look at the outfit, y'all.
I got the J's, you know.
Type shit, you know. It's good. It's a good little Black History Month outfit too.
Thank you.
You know, J's with the body and the body's bodying. You know what I mean?
Well, I hurt you.
Respectfully.
Yeah, because this jersey was not flattering.
Listen, let me tell you something. When I watched, I watched. Only episode I haven't watched is the last one.
Okay, that's fine. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, we all. Okay, I haven't watched the last episode, but I watched every episode, and I've seen Queen on there quite a bit. And when I was told I was going to interview her, I didn't think this was coming. I'm not gonna lie, I was caught a little off guard.
Oh my god!
You feel me? At first, I thought she had the beanie on, the braid up. I said, okay, maybe Auntie finna be in the building. I thought she was Auntie.
Oh my god!
Respectfully though, I love all the aunties.
Yo,
I got love
crazy.
for aunties, but like, I never I didn't think that. You feel me? And that's what TV does, cause especially that type of show. You feel me? They got y'all dressing crazy and shit. So
yeah,
we don't really get to see the. Come on. This what's going on.
Smile for
Look
me.
what's going on. This is my style right here. So this is, you know what I mean?
Well,
So yeah, it was dope to like see you and now like meet you in person. Like, you feel me? Like,
I appreciate that.
Because on TV I felt like you were like, and it could be good or bad. We'll dive into it. Like, you was very like compassionate, sweet. Like, you feel me? You was, from what I was seeing, I didn't see you turning up. You know, people who know me, I be turning up. Sometimes I crash out. You know what I'm saying? And if I was on a TV show like that, I'm crashing out over 50. Let
me tell you, I wanted to so bad, but like I wanted to make top 10. Like for me, like in my audition video, like I said, I was like, I'm an ultimate gamer, so like my goal was to be the best, like to be
seize up. So like when I knew that it was $5 million, and on top of that they throwing, I'm like, listen, fuck the game, I need the check. I mean, that's just me though. And I watch a lot of shows like Survivor and Amazing Race are like my two favorite shows.
Yeah, I love Survivor.
And they're basically about what y'all did.
That's why I'm so hyped to go, because I was just like, like in my mind when I was trying to prepare, I was like, yo, I gotta tap into my military, like, you know, training for my parents. Like it was.
So you were in the military?
My parents were like, but like they trained me like with like military stuff. Like I know like pressure points and like.
Hit me with a pressure point real quick. Maybe pass out.
No. Trust me, you don't want to do that.
I was just saying.
I promise you, I don't want to. Like it's. I mean.
Am I gonna be hurt? I won't wake up.
No, like you'll. No, I mean like you'll.
Yeah. Okay, let's not maybe not do that. Okay.
Yeah, no, it'll mess up. No, the vibe's right. Yeah.
Okay, so military training, through your parents.
Yeah.
So this is. We gonna get into the music shit, but before I dive into anything we talk about, I like to just learn about people. That's just how I am. You feel what I'm saying? So like, how was the upbringing for you, Miss Queen? Like in the military background, I see you got an accent. I can already tell where you from your accent.
Yes.
Most people can too as well, but I'll let you say it.
I mean, like, okay, so I was born in Texas first, then like we bounced around, lived in Germany, came back, like, so then like lived in Maryland for. I've been in Maryland for 30 years. I'm 37, so like a little more than like 31 years. So we ended up moving to Maryland. I first moved to Laurel. We got stationed in Fort Meade. Okay. But long story short, you know, grew up my childhood in Glen Burnie, then went to college, and then left college, came back, and I've been living in Baltimore ever since.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you like? I mean, I got love for Baltimore. Baltimore is really crazy. So
it's a jungle.
Let's talk about you just been. You said you was there for about 31 years.
Yeah, like living in Maryland.
In Maryland is Baltimore area. How was that lifestyle? Like,
it was
a little extreme, or were you like kind of in the suburb? I know you got military parents.
It was both for me. So like when I was younger, it was definitely more like suburbs. Like we would go to the city to like that was like where we would go to hang out, have fun. Like Hammerjacks. We would go clubbing. Like that was Paradox.
Hammerjacks.
Yeah. So it was those were like that was. Man, that was like what in the 2000s. That was like the best place to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Club Queen, K-Swift, like. What? You couldn't talk to nobody. Like
are them clubs still open?
Hammerjacks actually.
Not saying I would go, but I'm just curious.
I mean, let's just say no. Like, and then there's no way to repeat that same energy.
Yeah, like, definitely. You'll never take away. I mean, even if it was the same place, the 2000s. I mean, because we're about the same age.
Right.
That era is just you just can't.
It's irreplaceable. Yes, like it's irreplaceable.
You feel me?
Like I think that's how people felt about Prince. Yeah. Like like that whole because
for sure. I think. Every generation is gonna have that time where it's like, nah, this is like, out here it's like maybe the jerk era. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different eras in time where it's like you can't even like mimic this shit no more. You feel what I'm saying? For me, I was blessed to go to college in the Midwest, so I was able to go to the East Coast a lot. Like you feel me? I'm like, it's different from the West Coast for sure, but
yeah, definitely.
It's still you feel me? Niggas gonna be niggas everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna be niggas. So like. I kind of related to like some shit. Like there's a lot of shit, especially in Baltimore. I'm like, yo, this is different. Like DC, this is different. Like Philly, this is different. But
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? Like compared to the West Coast. But then when you start really getting into it, meeting people, I'm like, oh well, you're still black, so we still got a lot to relate. You feel what I'm saying? That's one thing I learned about being
the
black.
Culture.
Yeah, you feel me? Going to an HBCU, being from the West Coast, being Nigerian, also like in the culture, we gonna find a way to be glued to each other, even if we from different places.
For sure. In the club, we all fam.
You feel me? Like even in the show, I seen some of the black queens. They was kind of like
me and Jazz Mo. We was having conversations. Me and Tawana.
So to you, how you think it's important, just like to making sure keeping that black unity, like even no matter if it's on a game show, if it's at school, because I know you went to a PWI.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Frostburg State University.
And just being from an area, like how do you feel about just bringing the unity between not just black people but the black women though? You know what I mean?
I mean, so that's kind of actually it's crazy because there's like an episode where there was a lot of like questions about relationships and like even just being black and like was there like racial biasness and stuff like that, but like. I'm gonna say, for me, I'm a social butterfly, so like I use that to my advantage. So I made sure that I was talking to everybody. I was talking to the underdogs. I was talking to the Latinas, the blacks. The main courses, like I call them main courses, like the big groups that that were like mostly Caucasian, but intermixes of like other races too, like Lebanese, in Indian, a couple of like Egyptians. Like there was a lot of cultures.
Definitely a lot of cultures. But like I said, I'm gonna rock with the niggas. So
we gonna rock.
I got love for everybody, but I love my black queen. So I got you feel me. So I see it was a lot of different things going on the show that we're gonna dive into. But I just wanted to get your take on like just the unity that black women have to have, especially when they out of the element. You know what I'm saying?
So let me say, I'll say this one piece. I think that as a viewer, you're gonna automatically think like, oh, the black women should be coming together. But in reality, there's so many, like, black women. We are literally so many. You know, we're so diverse. Like, there's so many different types of us. Yes. Like, so, like, okay, yeah, like I might look at her and like, okay, yeah, we're both black, but we probably don't. We like literally. There's so many people where I'm like, okay, I know we don't listen to the same music. Like, I know, like I'm. There was actually a point where we were in the van and I had threw on Lil Baby and
they wasn't fucking with it?
I mean, they just didn't know it. It was obviously like an uncomfortable moment, kind of, a little bit.
Do you think some of those women that were on the show, at least the black ones, were they like maybe from like suburbs or maybe like could you get that vibe from maybe suburban vibes or maybe like
no? There was women from all over. There was some that was like hood as fuck.
I'm just saying when you don't hear like Little Baby or
can we cuss? Like
yeah, we can cuss.
Okay, I just because I had a situation with that. But.
Yeah, no, because when I hear you say you play Little Baby and they were confused or they didn't know it or they just didn't like it, I'm just like maybe they weren't. They just didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
in that particular song, it would.
Or maybe it was just a song because it is a lot of music.
But I mean, like long story short, like it was like the niggas found each other, like we, you know. But then there was also like, okay, like hey sis, you know, as you know, it's not like oh what's up girl, like you know, I wasn't gonna get that energy back. You know what I mean?
Like,
okay
hey sis, because it's the culture, but yeah. And I definitely understand that because, like I said, I went to school in the Midwest and I went to HBCU. Shout out to Wilberforce. And there was a lot of people, not a lot, but there was a small percentage of California people. But for some reason, I just fucked with like the Detroit people and the Midwest people. You feel me?
Yeah. Shout out to my Detroit bestie.
I love Detroit. That's my second home. And I got a lot of homies and relationships that I made from school through that. And people would be like, oh, why you don't kick with the Cali people? I'm just like, I got love for them. We from Cali, but like, I probably wouldn't even kick with them at home.
I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
so I get what you mean with it.
And that's exactly
thing. So it's like, they Cali niggas, but we kind of, I mean, we might be even from the same region, Southern California, but we kind of different. So like,
literally.
I relate more with the Detroit niggas for some reason. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand what you mean when you say that.
Yeah.
So let's dive into like, the beginning. Let's go to the very beginning.
Okay.
Beginning, right?
Okay.
How did you get introduced to this show? How did you even hear about
it? Okay, so I had a casting because I was on the People's Puzzler, like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember how long specifically, but I actually didn't get the film. Okay. So, like, there was like 2 groups. People were pissed. Okay. So, but I was like, well, I'm gonna just leave a great and lasting impression. That's the best thing I can do since I'm not gonna be, you know, actually seen. We still got paid for it and all that. It was cool. But long story short, you know, the people was pissed. They was, you know, giving them attitude on the way out or whatever. So I was just like, hey, you know, gave them the good, you know, professional, you know, Britney voice, because that's my real name. You know what I mean? But it was like, hey, I just really appreciate y'all, you know, and the opportunity because, you know, I came a long way, you know, so I'm just like, you know, if you guys ever have anything in the future, please keep me in mind. And they were just like, it was a long day. So it was like, I know what it was. Like, they were like, okay, here comes the big tall black girl. She about to give, you know, she about to go ham on us. And it was just like, and I was literally like, you guys did great. Thank you. Call me in the future if there's ever need more opportunity. So I think it was just a refreshing, like, realization. And so then I got a phone call. So I seen a casting for something.
Okay. First off, real quick, I'm sorry to stop you.
No, go ahead.
But where do you be seeing this casting shit? Because sometimes I be like, you know what?
It's all on the internet.
I be like, I could get on this show and I'm gonna crash out on this motherfucker. But I be like, how I get on this show? Like, I wish I could got on the Real World, MTV Real World.
Oh man, my God, yes. Like that was like.
Before the baddies, before all this
when reality
shit.
TV was legit, like Flavor Flav,
it was really
like,
crashing
Flavor
out.
Love,
like those were real crash outs because it was real, it wasn't scripted.
Yes.
Like when they fighting, it was kind of scripted.
See, like even for us, for our show, for these games, everything is unscripted. Like everything.
Well, I think they say unscripted, and I'm sure for yours it's like that too. But like, you know, for a lot of shows, like it's unscripted, but like go off of this a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. For us, it was literally everything we said was like they wanted us to be our genuine selves. They wanted like that. Like when I went off on on Dino and the Charlie Challenge, like that was real. Like they didn't give me that. They weren't like, ooh, more energy. Like no, none of that. I was just pissed because I was like, damn, like. The person that I feel like, you know, out of everybody up here, she's definitely in the top half, not the bottom half of deserving a stack. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, yeah, that, you know, had to get a little spicy.
Okay. So the casting, boom, let's get back to that.
Yeah, so the casting came across, like, you know, the internet, so I'm like, okay, boom. So then I get a call, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey, Brittany, it's Alex from the Game Show Network. And he's like, I got a casting for you, da-da-da-da, Mr. Beast, da-da-da-da, fill this out, boom, boom, email, sent it, boom, come back. literally hours. It was like not even 24 hours, and I got the phone call back, and they were like, hey, they were like, we would like for you to, send in your audition, send like all this email info stuff, and yeah, then next thing I knew, I was making my audition tape at Southwest, because that's where I work at, and I was just
Southwest Airlines.
Yeah. So, because I was like, I wanted to give them something a little bit different, like, so like, I wanted to give them like a day in the life type of thing, since I knew it was going to be a reality TV show, not, and the game show part was cool, so I was just like putting both pieces together, like, I'm mad competitive, played sports, love games, and then I was like, well, if it's going to be reality TV, I want them to see that I'm not afraid to like show the uglier side of me, so like, that's why I showed me like waking up out of bed. And as you see on TV, I did not give no fucks about how I looked, because I was there to go far.
She didn't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie, because I didn't think I was gonna see this. So yeah, she didn't give a fuck on that show.
Nah, I mean, like, no nails, no lashes, like no makeup. Like, I didn't like one of the very first challenges we had to pull a 10,000-pound boulder. Mm-hmm. Like, there was I could barely.
That was the first challenge after the first challenge.
This is the when it's 2000.
Oh, when the two. Okay.
This is when it's 2000. So just to backtrack. So on YouTube, there's the 2000 qualifier to make it to the top 1,000.
Okay.
So that was in Vegas. So we were in the Raider Stadium for 3 days, and long story short, that was how they dwindled down from 2,000 to 1,000 people. Yeah. And then so once we got to the 1,000, those were the people that were going to be on the Amazon show. Okay. So that's why I was like, oh, fuck the money. I got to make it on the TV show. Because I was like,
you better than me. Fuck the show. Need that moolah. You hear me, JB? I need that moolah.
So like, I'm gonna be honest. If Mr. Beast had put one of those bribe challenges maybe a little later on in the show, I probably would have took one. Right. Yeah.
So okay, before we dive into like you being on the show, right? I just want you to kind of like explain to people, like, how was your? And I'm gonna put, if you can send it to me, I'm gonna clip it your audition tape in this clip.
Oh, but, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, cool. Kind of explain to us the audition tape and like why the direction you went on, because everybody's audition tapes are totally different.
Yes.
And I've seen a lot of them. Like I said, I've been watching reality TV my whole life, right? So I've seen different. So I kind of wanted to get an idea of why'd you go on the route you did with your audition tape, and like how can you give some advice to people who are looking to get into this type of world?
Ooh, okay, that's a great question. Well, okay, so like with my audition, like just period, like I wanted to come across as being like one of the realest people like that was playing the game, like especially one of the realest black people, because like, and when I say I'm like full of culture, like what I mean, like there was a lot of like like skateboarder chicks, a lot of like rave girls, like different types of people
that were black, but
that was but
they not niggas though. They niggas.
I mean, you said it, like
niggas,
but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So it's like, and I mean, especially like with being light skinned, so like I can like float, amongst the groups, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little bit more diverse in my, portfolio of myself personally. But like, yeah, so I kept that in mind. I wanted to be as genuine and authentic as freaking possible. Mm-hmm. So like,
without coming off a little like too black, right?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, you gotta know your audience. Right, you know what I'm saying? You do gotta know your audience. But which is the reason why it was like, I went in with, with a, not to say a hesitation, but I went in with a precaution, because I wanted to make sure that if there was a tone to set, that it was going to be the right moment and right opportunity. I feel like I did that. But yeah, so I wanted to be the realest me, and I feel like, especially like with audition videos, that they're looking for like non-cringy content. Like, yes, like natural, high energy. You could be low energy and funny as fuck. Like, it's just, like, however you bring yourself together, like, and put yourself on a platform. Like, how are you serving yourself to people? That's
how many auditions do you think tapes have you put together in maybe your lifetime?
That was my first one.
That was your first one? you didn't go off the first?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't go off the first?
One take shotty.
And you made it to the top 10? Listen, I don't know what type of aura or good luck you got, but I want it. That's all I'm going to say.
It's definitely, I feel like, you gotta put a lot of good energy out there. Like, mind you, I've had a lot of lessons that have taught me things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just being humble.
What's one of the lessons you like? Listen, let me tell you before you even answer. I'm all over the place when it comes to podcasts.
No, that's fine.
Because people they want to know all type of shit. So like,
host, I got you.
And when I hear things, it's like, oh, it triggered me to ask something else. So
that's fine.
Sometimes we might get off pace, but I'll bring it back.
No, I understand. Like, I get you. I get you. We're cool. Okay. But like, so. There's a conversation I feel like that floats around in our community of like black people not being able to have a certain level of like, you know, emotional intelligence. Like, you know, when certain situations arise, like it doesn't matter if it's relationships or just, you know, work, professional type stuff. So 100%. Like, I feel like from my 20s to who I am now in my 30s, I've definitely like found how to tame my, you know, emotions to a certain point. There's times when I don't care and I don't give no fucks about how the fuck you feel about what it is I'm saying, because I need you to understand that right now it's not about you comprehending, or it's not about you, you know, taking what I'm saying and going off on your own. No,
mad black woman type
it's just literally I need your focus, your undivided attention and focus on what it is I'm saying, and I want you to listen to it and process it before you ever even think about trying to understand it, because it's like people will try to be like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. No, you don't. You didn't even hear what the fuck I said. Like, so I've learned to be a little bit more, and I still got more work to do, but I've learned to kind of like, you know, be more gentle and, you know, like more compassionate to people.
Understanding.
You know, to people's other, you know, feelings and stuff. So.
A lot of things that would have made me piss me off or made me like really want to crash, I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it.
Yeah, like I'm a Scorpio, so like we
okay,
feel,
I was gonna ask you what your sign was.
We feel like
when your birthday? You
November 19th.
Okay, you're November Scorpio.
Yeah,
okay.
like we feel deeply. So like, if
yes,
you,
y'all fucking do.
If you
yes,
don't,
y'all do.
It's fine.
Sorry,
it's fine.
I'm about to crash out on accident.
It's fine.
I didn't dealt with so many Scorpios in my life, good and bad.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And that is true. Like
I'm talking about all in the same thing though, not just.
I've encountered bad Scorpios, and then like, so I try to put myself as a good Scorpio. I mean, I tried. Like, you know, however people take me is how they take me. That's it.
Okay, that part. Okay, so we in Vegas now. 2,000 people inside the Raider Stadium. Let's talk about. Listen, people who know me, I DJ. I'm on big stages. I party. I do a lot of shit with a lot of people. So like being around a lot of people, it's weird for me. And then we can dive into how you be feeling about it.
Okay, I get you.
So with me, like, I have the switch, right? And you probably seen it when we was chilling. I'm chill. We talking. You feel me? But as soon as either the camera's on or I'm on the mic or behind it, now I'm like high energy. I'm moody. I'm turned up. You feel me? But as soon as it's done, I'm like, I can't even be around these motherfuckers. I turn into an introvert.
Oh my God. Yes. People, right? No, like that's the biggest mistake that people have with me is because of how fun I am, how energetic I am, and how, you know, I can create a vibe, you know, like make the night.
Right.
And then like the next, like prime example, I just got off a cruise. And so the first night I went and did karaoke, told you I love karaoke. So, and I killed it. You know what I'm saying? So people were like, the next day they're like, oh my God, you were so great. Am I going to see you tonight? And I'm like, no. That was that. Yeah, I call myself an extroverted introvert. Like, you feel me? It's an ambivert, is what the actual term. It's actually called. Like, it's an ambivert. So,
I'm an ambivert.
Yeah.
But then, like, I feel like I look at it like with Kobe. Or you used to play sports, right? So you know about Kobe and Jordan shit. It's like
when Kobe had 24 hours.
When it's game time, I'm putting it all on the game.
Yeah.
Like hurt, whatever. But then as soon as the game is over, I'm talking about the second it's over. Now I'm in the locker room like this, whooped out.
Tired.
Whooped.
Tired. And that's people don't understand how much like energy it really takes. So it's not just me speaking, it's not just the physical part of it, it's not just the
energy.
The mental part really exhausts you and drains you.
I feel like because we are so filled with energy, because I feel like we're the same, and you know, to an extent, it's like once you give off, it's like, okay, I gotta go recharge.
Yes.
Because I already gave you so much that it's like it's draining me.
And people don't understand that like we need time. Like one of my homegirls, like I told her, I said, baby girl, I said, I am not the girl that you call every weekend and say, hey, we're going out. I'm not that girl. I've done. People? You want me to people?
Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You want me to people?
It's so crazy you say that, because I just got, before I put up, my homie called me. We was on the phone for like 30 minutes. This is my homie since 3rd grade. Like my best homie. I ain't talked to the nigga in like 2 months. We got on the phone today and we talked like I talked to him yesterday. Yeah. Because I don't need to talk. We don't need to talk every day. We don't got to talk every day. I love you. It's good. I don't need.
And the people that get it.
Bro, I can look at my phone and be like, damn, I ain't talked to this motherfucker in a long time.
I love them.
And just put the phone down.
The people that get it, it's so refreshing. It's such a relief, because it's like then I don't feel like I have so much like I feel like I don't have so much pressure on the friendship. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
I'm invested, but I don't got too much. I'm not too invested.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? There's I agree, because no matter how long you've known somebody, there are boundaries that still have to be played.
100%. No matter how much we love each other.
Yeah.
Don't even knock on my door without telling me you here.
Never do that.
You feel me? But and some people who like, oh, that's my bestie. I got the key. I could go whenever I want.
Oh, I mean, like, okay. I mean, if you have
for
a
some
key,
people, like,
if you have a key, then I guess you have a key.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a key, like, you should be.
Yeah, I guess you guys.
Yeah, but like, nah. If you don't got no key and you just popping up on me, I'm not. I mean, like, it depends on who you are, but I'm not. I don't like that.
We're gonna get back to the 2000s, but your nigga can't pop up on you?
I mean, like, yeah, but that's different. Like I said, it depends on who the person is.
Cause I my females can't. Or my females.
Like we're locked in. Like that's
like
my man.
locked
like,
in.
Yeah.
Like
if he's popping up on me, I mean, it's like, hey, babe, I went to the store and got this for you, and I wanted to surprise you. Like, it's like that pop up, like not like
I don't want to be chilling, smoking, doing what I'm doing. I just hear.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
absolutely,
who's that?
absolutely.
And I'm like,
absolutely. Like you could have texted me on the way.
What are you
like
doing?
at least, hey, I'm on the way.
Because to me, it gives like, oh, you trying to catch me up on something.
I think that's a guilty conscience because
and that might be a nigga mentality.
I'm being honest. That's a guilty conscience. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I am sitting in my maturity now. Like, you know,
you used to pop up on your niggas. That's what.
Fuck
it is.
no, niggas used to pop up on me. I had to get a whole restraining order and everything with my ex. Like, this shit was crazy.
Your last
I will never live. No, this is a couple. Okay. But like, I will never live on the first floor of an apartment building ever again because of that. Like,
you climb through the window?
No, I mean, if it was I had bars. Like, we live in the city. Like, there's bars on the floor.
Oh, there's bars on all the windows in Baltimore?
Not all the windows.
Most of them. Oh god damn, is it a jail?
Not all the
windows. The city is a jail.
But like, I mean, you know, I mean, like, yeah, like the townhouses, like a lot of people, they put like at least on the first floor they put some bars because it's just to be safe.
Let's get back to the beach show because I got some shit going on.
Yeah, Baltimore's a whole nother.
Yeah, it is. That's a whole nother podcast. Listen, this is what we're gonna do. For the podcast about Baltimore, I want to come to Baltimore.
Oh, let's do it.
That'll be hard, right?
You just come to mine. Yeah, set the record straight.
Yeah, you feel me? You take me on a tour.
And you would be great for that. So
take me on a tour. You feel me? I ride bikes so I can pop some willies with the Baltimore niggas.
Oh yeah, catch 12. Yeah,
12 o'clock. I can't 12, but I'll get up there. Anywho, so listen, we're back to the Mr. Beach because I'm very interested about this.
Okay.
2,000 people.
Yeah.
To start it off, how did that go? How did that work out? Break it down.
All right, so we finally are at the big moment. We've gone through all of this like wardrobe stuff, and you know we're walking through. It's a lot of walking, a lot of waiting. We're hungry. It was a lot of mental warfare. Okay. So then we finally get to the point where we walk so they split the 2,000 of us up, and it was 500 in 4 corners.
Okay, of the stadium.
Yes, and then so we all walked out. So we all walking out, and then here's Jimmy standing on this like big platform.
Jimmy is Mr. Beast.
Jimmy is Mr. Beast. Yes, $5 million of real money. Okay, so people stole from the pot. Like once we got to the top 1,000 and people were walking out, like it was like a couple $100,000 that people stole. I mean, eventually they got caught or whatever, but like it was real money, most money I've ever seen in my life for sure. In cash, yes. And it was just like it was wild. So like you're walking out and I'm just looking at this shit. So Chris Paul was there.
Okay.
Yeah. So we was like, so I'm like, fuck that. That's all a distraction. I literally started immediately, like even the camera crew came over to me and I started like figuring out like what was going on. I was like, no, this is a challenge. This is a challenge. And I was like, okay, we're either going to have 4 or 5 challenges. Like I started breaking this shit down early. So my game show bestie, she started coming over to me too. So then like a couple people started breaking off. I don't even know what Jimmy was saying. I was locked in. I was like, I got to get my ass on this Amazon show. Right. And I did. So that's like, I just feel like.
So how was the experience being inside the stadium? How many days were y'all there?
3 days. It was terrible.
All right, first I'm gonna start here. How was the food? I'm a foodie.
Literally, I was about to say that we had 1 boiled egg. We had a cup of cold cinnamon sugar-free oatmeal, and then we had a cup of veggies. That was a meal. And then so like one time, or not one time, but a couple times.
People is a lot of food.
It is, and then so like there was one time we had like a little. So you had 2 options. You either got tofu or you got chicken. So they had chicken and quinoa or chicken and rice. Yo, if you got chicken and rice, you lucked up. Like, it was a hot commodity.
You probably ran out.
Like, I mean, it was just like whatever they had is whatever you got. Like, and it was like, like one of the tables might have something, but are you gonna really walk all the way over there to go get it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just, it was crazy. But yeah, the food, we were like, it was like jail. I mean, I laid over a night or 2, but like I ain't never been in like where I had to, like really eat a meal and that bitch, like that was crazy. So literally,
sound crazy.
We was hustling, like they was like, yeah, I trade you an egg for oatmeal. It was wild.
So how was the?
I ain't never traded for food before.
How was it like sleeping arrangements and shit? At least at that time.
I'm gonna be honest. I was a little like. Yeah, I was way more paranoid with the 2,000 than I was with the 1,000, like, because we actually had a house to kind of sleep in, but like.
For the 1,000.
Yeah, okay. But like with the 2,000, it was all of us slayed the fuck out on this.
On the field.
It was so like they I guess they broke down olive seeds, olive seeds.
Okay.
And so that's what we laid on or whatever, because they had the allergen question, like make sure that nobody was allergic to olives or some shit.
Okay.
So it was like like turf,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, and how it's like black or whatever, those little black little nuggets.
Yeah.
So it was like orange little pellets or whatever, and everybody had a sleeping bag and.
Hello?
No, sleeping bag.
That's it?
Yeah, so we would take our shoes off and then we would like roll our jerseys up, or we would like put a bottle behind our neck, or you know, I mean, you had to make do. Like I didn't give a damn. I was falling asleep. Okay, I was gonna get my rest.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna get my nourishment, and I was gonna make sure that I like kept myself like.
How do 2,000 people
in a mental zone?
How the fuck does 2,000 people in one place take a shower and be clean?
No, we didn't take a shower.
No shower.
No, for 3 days, bro. Like it was crazy. So one thing I can say, so they definitely had a lot of products. So like I'm gonna just be honest, there was no reason for you to really smell. Like you know what I'm saying? So like maybe your feet or something like that, because you couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, like we had to change of underwear, we had to change of socks. But then of course, like in the very early stages, it was very like the first day. It was hard to get anything done. It was very chaotic. Like it was definitely.
So like throughout the 3 days, was the people like leaving?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
it's pretty much like the show.
Yeah. So like the very first elimination, 500 people got eliminated, I believe, which was the 10,000 pound boulder, the one we had a pool.
Okay.
So I was like Team Orange.
so 3 days in Vegas, boom, you make it past that challenge.
Fuck yeah.
Excited as a motherfucker.
Oh my god, couldn't wait to come home and tell my mom.
Boom. You go home. So, first of all, I'm sorry. Give me a timeline. I know you can't be too, but like, give us at least a time period. Because right now, just for context, it's February of 2025 right now.
Right.
So
we start. So we're almost at a year now. So April, May is when the casting, I believe, came.
Okay.
June was solidified, locked in. We left for Vegas. Then came home for a little bit, and then we left in August, and then because I didn't get eliminated until the top 10, I stayed until September. So like that's the kind of thing that I like. People are weirded out a little bit because they're like, "Yo, that's not your friend. You only knew them for a couple of days." Nah, bro. Like some of these people we literally already known for almost half a year now. So it was like, like you're starting to develop those relationships. Like y'all are hanging out. Like when we had that long break in between Vegas and Toronto, like people were visiting people.
So the show, the Amazon show was in Canada, Toronto, Canada.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long was the
gap? Panama.
In Panama, which where the island was. Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, we're not gonna give away too much. Obviously, she signed the NDA. Also, we want y'all to go watch the show too.
You gotta go watch the show.
Because
the show is definitely like that.
Yeah, the show.
Real people, unscripted, the vibes.
Janky shit. Like it's so much janky shit going on that I'm watching the show like, damn, that's janky. And then I'm thinking like, well, I would have did that. So is it that janky? It can still be janky even if I do it, but in my eyes it's not janky no more because I'm like, yeah, I probably would do that.
See, for me, I don't know, like I have a certain level of fortitude that I just feel like is really kind of gonna like stay instilled in my soul. So like I'm like I never want to sell my soul for money. Mm-hmm. So I knew like I wasn't, like I wasn't trying to. I would just
do any wild shit.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do like that's not my vibe. I'm not like that in a normal life. Yeah. Like I have crazy moments, and I'm definitely like an adventure seeker. Yeah. But like, not at the expense of people. Water? Oh, we're good. Okay. Not at the expense of people. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like in a certain way, like I feel like, and to my extent, I'll say, or to some people, maybe that's my downfall. You know what I'm saying? So,
watching you on the show and watching how everybody get down there and watching you and then watching everybody else and then like. Picture me, and because I watch a lot of game shows and how I move, I'm like, you a little soft.
That's how it appears to me. Because, and so let me tell you why. All right, I'm from a place that people think is scary. I'm 5'9" without shoes. Yes. I'm a big girl. Like I automatically and I demand attention, and like I get it off the rip. Like no matter where I go. Mm-hmm. So I had to play that way. Because otherwise, I would have been a target off the rip. Mm. Like, so when I tell you, like, because, like, people automatically, like, I've been judged all my life. So I already know what people think. Especially I have the scar on my face, too. So, like, when people, like, when people start talking to me, they go, like, before they see me, they think, oh, wow, she must be dangerous. That scar on her face looks scary. Then when they start talking to me, they're like, oh, it must have been an accident. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's how
Or
people,
I
that's
can
how
just
people
think
judge
that
you.
in your past you was a crash out and you did some shit. I mean,
But either way,
Right.
but the perspectives are very, very far apart, and so so I had to play more into, really the person, like my soft girl era, like you know what I mean. Like I'm an independent, a dominant, female, like to a certain extent, but.
Do you say you think you're an alpha female?
No, I don't. At one point, I liked the term, but I've really kind of fell away.
A lot to be an alpha female.
I fell away from a lot of titles and things. Like I don't. Like I'm a leader. Like I don't have to be an alpha female. I'm a leader. I'm independent at times. Like
right.
I can lead people. I know how to delegate. Like there's just little things that I feel like come with that territory. That
and all that played a factor for you being on that show.
Everything about you plays a factor on that show.
Yeah.
From your social skills, from your intellect, from your athleticism, from your agility, your endurance, like your mental capacity, like how strong is your mind, like so. If anything, like. And there was some factors that played a part too as to why I was a little more emotional, because like so I had some things that was going on, like personal family stuff, so I was just like in my mind I was like damn, I was like
during the show, before or after?
It actually happened in the middle of it. So like
okay,
before,
that's what I was gonna ask
before
you
I
too.
left for Vegas, I was there for me. Like I was there to prove like to myself that I was like a contender in just like period. But then when I went home, my mom, she was like, my mom had been in a car accident. I know she had trouble, like, things going on. And she's also had brain surgery. So, like, like she's always had some things going on. So I was just like, all right, making sure she's good. When I came back, she was like, yeah, the doctor said I have to have surgery in 2 places and the surgery's high risk. And she's saying all this shit to me. And I'm just like,
damn.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then, like, so I'm going back. So then I'm like, I'm really deep in my feelings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, should I take this money? But then I'm like, I don't even know how much money to take. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't even know what's going to be enough. Yeah. So when I go back, the first episode, they got all these bribes and stuff.
Money is going to never be enough if we put in something on it.
Right?
Right?
And that's kind of really how I felt. So I was like, if I'm going to go for it, I would rather, like, literally I said that to the camera at one point in one interview. I was like, I would rather fight and go for it all than to settle for this bribe knowing I'm only going to get a little bit. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because and for me, knowing that I finished in the top 10, like that $5 million was real. Like I really could have won that if I would have played.
You was able to see it for sure.
If I damn sure did. But but like if I wanted to play into where I could have been into the top 6 and could have moved, I could have, but I didn't want to be that person. So
yeah, and go for personal preference because again, I'm getting bribed. I mean, because there was a part in the show, and I'm not gonna give a part where in the show, but there was a part where some money should have been split. Some people took more than, and the girl was like, "Listen, we could have just no matter what, 100,000 changing all of our lives, no matter what.
Period.
No matter what. So
period.
You taking
especially
more,
in this economy in 2025.
You taking more than that for family or whatever you taking for is understandable, but like the money you could have took that we could have all shared would have changed all of our lives. And at that point, I'm like, see, that's why I would have just took a bribe because no matter what I got, it was gonna change my life.
And so I get that, and that's kind of like where it comes down to it is like that was guilt-free money at a second, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody was gonna get eliminated for it, you know what I'm saying? All you had to do was just take your share. So people are greedy. It's just what it is. You know, hey, can't fault them for it. I understand your reasons.
For sure.
You know
you were probably one of the few people on the show who literally said like, I'm not gonna say they should have did right, but I understand why they did.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, there was 2 individuals that had like young children. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in my mind, I'm just like, the world is getting crazy. The world is getting expensive. I can only imagine. I'm not a parent. I can only imagine how a parent would be feeling. Like, legacy is a real thing. So I from that perspective, I totally get it. I will never ever downplay nobody for that. And I didn't. And like even with 566, like I didn't judge him off of that. What I judged him for was the greed. And so that's for me. I mean, somebody's like, well, because like for me, it's like if you're gonna leave $27,000, you should have just took the whole shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just take the whole shit.
And then I think it's a slap in the face, especially. Of course, nobody knew until you watch it, but it's like, oh, I want to leave something for somebody else. I'm like, nigga, you left crumbs. Nigga, I should slap your stupid ass.
Like,
nigga.
what is this? This like, okay, no,
because
like,
to me,
a jacked up Honda costs more than that.
No cap.
Like that ass.
No
so
cap.
like, you know what I'm saying? So like, what did you really leave?
So like,
I mean, you left a little coin.
He left something though. He left something, but like,
which I was grateful for.
So now I'm backtracking, right? Because you said that during the 2000 stage and when y'all had y'all breaks, people built relationships, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were friends, right?
Absolutely.
So how do we know? Because we don't, unless y'all talked about it. Like, I'm gonna take all this, but like, okay, for example, you have a show bestie,
Right.
9 times out of 10, y'all probably made an agreement. Like, if we win something, or maybe not, even in your
No, we
head.
did. We talked, like, there was, like, so I rocked with her so hard because when we was still doing the 2000 elimination process, there was a time where we had briefcases, and the briefcases had handcuffs. We thought that somebody was going to have to handcuff themselves to the briefcase, and they were going to have to go home. So she was like, I'm going to do it. And she was like, you stay. She's like, you're going to go further than me. Yeah. She's like, I can tell. And I was like, bitch, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, damn, like, you really, like, you like, this is $5 million, and somebody is like, yo, go ahead, like, go get it. Like, yeah, like, so that was now crazy.
I really, because again, when the nigga took all the bread, I'm just like, damn. Or whenever anybody took bread, I'm like, damn, I'm judging him. But then after hearing, I'm like, well, maybe he did take a lot because it's like, well, because he wasn't in the alliance. It's like, well, shit, nigga, y'all already gonna get taken care of. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because who knows?
It's a lot of logic. I mean, it's a lot of logic to every individual. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know,
there was some people who was like furious about it, and then there was some who was like,
like for me,
like,
I was
Patrick
like,
didn't really give a fuck.
Well, no, he didn't take shit, and I
didn't care that.
I love Pat for that.
He didn't take shit, and he really didn't seem like he cared who took anything. Almost like he knew he was getting something from somebody.
I think,
I don't know this, but I'm just kind of guessing off of the energy. No.
I get what you're saying. I think Patrick was, Patrick was there for the game.
Okay.
He was never there for the money at all, ever. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, Patrick was there for the game. He wanted to be the best. Yeah. Like, he wanted to win Beast Games. Yeah. I was, out of all the females, like, Tawana wanted to win the $5 million. I wanted to win to be the top dog, like the top, the HBIC. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I want. I wanted the bragging rights of being a winner. Like, yes, the money is the plus, but, like, that's my satisfaction. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, but it's like, I think that there was a lot of people that, you know, felt the way they felt about it. And, you know, I was just like, shit, I woke up today with $0 and now I got $3,600 on the gang. That's a win. Like, so,
I mean, yes. In retrospect.
It's not a big win.
Yeah, in retrospect. I'm like, a nigga took $650. I'm like,
and then, see, the thing is, for me is, so, like, even there was a time when there was $1 million up for grabs, and, you know, and there was, like, a couple of people that went up as leaders to represent a group. I was the second person to be nominated as a leader for my group, but I didn't take it. And you want to know why? Because I would have hit that fucking button.
I'm taking $1 million. I'm taking $1 million, and on God of heaven, on God of heaven, like, the people that I have a relationship with, I probably wouldn't even told them.
But see, that's
good.
And so that was the only thing. So my game show bestie was on the same group with me, and so in my mind, it was like the only like we already had a thing. It was like, you know, if one of us comes home with something and once we get it, then, you know, we're gonna take care of each other. So knowing that, like, for me, it was always about, like, I wanted to try to win enough to take care of the people that helped me get far, and then take care of exactly. So that, like, I wanted to take care of everybody, and I think that's kind of like my issue. Like, that's what I do in real life. I always want to help take care of everybody, and I don't always focus on myself like how I should. You know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable. But whatever. It is. You know what? We ain't gonna put too much vulnerability on this motherfucker. Not enough.
Niggas be trying to take advantage of shit like that. I don't like that.
I mean, it is what it is.
But so I'm interested to know, because we talked about, like, all your attributes of being an athlete and just everything you named. And I was like, how did that help you in the game?
Crazy times.
Right? I'm curious to know, like, at what point in the game that you knew that everything you learned pretty much in life, from, like, being athletic, your education, being a strong black woman, you know, everything that has to do with your life.
Yeah.
And that you also said helped you in the game. Yeah. But when in the game that you knew, like, oh shit.
Oh, that was off the rip.
Off the dribble.
That was off the rip.
Off the dribble.
Like, I was assessing people, and I was like, you're a dummy. Yeah. You're a dummy. Yeah. You a fool. You're not. Like, I was just like, and I was like, you're gonna be gone. You're gonna be gone. You're gonna be like, I could feel it. That was just like, I knew I was going to go far. Like, even at the time when the person that I was dating, he was like, he's like, you really sure you can? And I was like, and I should have known, because the fuck, why are you questioning me? But anyway,
the nigga you was dating was questioning you?
He was like, do you really feel like you can win the $5 million? That's what he asked.
I would ask that too. Like
that's what he asked.
If you can get $1 million, I only want $100K. I don't even want 100. Give me 75.
Let me tell you something. I can say that had I had more of an influence or more of encouragement from him, I might have took one of those early bribes, like on some we're gonna be a family and all that. But
I would have told you, like, hey, life is your game. You don't have to prove nothing by winning this shit. You winning the life, get that money. As a nigga though, you feel me?
No, I get that.
I need my bitch to get some bread. You feel me? But I only ask that because like, we go through a lot in life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't even know why the fuck we going through it until you get into a situation where you use what you went through and like, oh, holy shit, thank God.
Let me say this. So, okay, there is a challenge where it was intellect based or whatever.
What challenge was it?
this was the mental, physical, and chance episode. So and I chose mental.
Okay.
And
that was like the 6th, 7th episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So like, oh my god, like here's what's so crazy. I had a dream that I had already won the next challenge. That I had won the next challenge, right?
Okay.
So in my dream, I was surrounded by yellow. So when we actually went on set to where the challenge was, we literally there was like TV surrounding us, and it was a big ass ring of yellow. And so I was like, oh shit! I was like, God, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm really like, and I'm like, I got this level of confidence that I have not had the entire game yet. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like the camera came to me, like, how do you feel you did? Like, we took the IQ test. They're like, how you feel you did? I was like, I'm in top 3, no sweat. Finished in the bottom 3, but it is what it is because I did the test wrong because I like at the end I panicked. I have bad test anxiety. It is what it is. But long story short, I tested into the bottom, but I still wasn't worried. I was like, cause my dream. I was like, God showed me. I was like, He told me I'm making it through. You know what I mean? So the Hasm comes up. I forget his number. So Hasm comes up. I already had a pact with Akira because he had told me like the day before. Which one is Akira? What number is he? Don't get me lying. Okay. 562, 572. I don't know, but and so hold on, I can look it up if you want. But like Akira, he had told me earlier. He was like, listen, he was like, I'm going for the Abidi brothers. Woo woo.
Them janky ass. Okay, those are the same brothers.
539. See, I know I was close. 539.
Them are the same brothers. Okay, because we're gonna segue into my favorite challenge of it. There was a lot of challenges that I think were dope, but there was one where I'm like, this is tight, interesting, and you guys got put in a fucked up situation, and it was the room one where
the red cube.
Yes, that's when the brothers finessed the shit out of somebody.
Yo, first of all, in what game does the ace card not win?
Finessed. I mean, finessed. And then the nigga, the brother, like, I ain't saying shit, moving shit, doing shit.
Yeah.
Whole time they was in cahoots.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at niggas who did that because if you my homie, my brother, we gonna lock in.
So the issue. Okay, so I'll say this. There was kind of like a tone like throughout the community, which was, if somebody's gonna win the money, we want to make sure that they like, like they're like good, like they're good hearted, like, you know what I'm saying, like. So we was trying to weed out the snakes, the evil, you know what I'm saying. So when they came up, whatever. So like I said, when I had heard what he did in the rig, what he did, and when Akira was telling me, I was like, well, fuck. I said, well, look, I was like, well, I'm gonna help you, do whatever. I was like, you ain't gotta worry about me. So when the situation came up, I was like, damn. I was like, I'm going against him, and I was like, mind you, I already had my dream, so I was like, am I about to beat him? Like, you know what I'm saying? So. So what a lot of people don't know, we had one question before the question that was asked, and the first question was, what aquatic animal ages backwards? Do you know the answer?
Aquatic? Water. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would think a sea turtle.
Okay, I get that, but so I said a shark or a whale, and we both said shark or whale. Okay. Because I think I said a whale. And I was like, because I was just like, damn, I was like, what lives really long? And so, but that was the wrong answer. The answer was jellyfish.
Interesting.
Right, who the fuck knew? Right. So the next question was, what type of lizard, what lizard has to lick its eyeballs because it can't blink? So like, I thought I hit the button first. Like, even when I watched back, like, it looks like my hand hit it first, but then when I looked closely, I was like, no, he actually did hit it first. But I was going to say chameleon too. So when he said chameleon, I was like, you're right, and he was wrong. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I was like, damn. I was like, I started sweating like a little because I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is
it? Komodo dragon or something?
So let me tell you, okay, a lot of people have asked me, they're like, they want to know, like, how did I come up with the whole gecko thing? So like, when the answer first came up, I was like, because all I thought of was tongue, right? Lizard and tongue. So the first thing I thought of was frog, naturally, just to get your brain started. So I was like, frog, and then I was like, so then I thought chameleon. Then he hit the button, chameleon, wasn't it? So then I was like, fuck, I was like, okay, it's not chameleon. So then my brain was like, Matilda, Newt, when the little kid had the little lizard and it was on the church bowl or whatever. So I was like, no, it's not that. Then I was like, damn, I was like, okay, it's not Newt. Then I was like, something was like iguana. No, then I was like, I was like iguana, because not chameleon, because I was like trying to think of the little, moving eyes or whatever, right? So next thing I knew, I was just like, gecko. Like, it was The fuck if I mean, like, we live in Maryland. You know, Geico is like one of the #1 car insurance papers. Right. I see the little, you know, green gecko guy all the time. Right, I don't know, but like, but my dad blinks though. So my dad used to watch animal. He does actually. Oh, so I had to go look it up. But he does. But like, my dad used to watch a lot of Animal Planet, and I was a science major, and I was like we used to like play with shit outside all the time. So that's basically what it is. Like, I'm a legit nerd. Like.
So for the red cube, because again, that was my favorite challenge. I don't really remember seeing, again, it was a lot going on in that challenge. It was lit. Niggas ordered pizza, motherfuckers
ordered the fucking horses
and shit.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Like, I feel like I was like, damn, I missed the opportunity to have some fun on this challenge.
Yeah, but, you know, ordered a DJ. All time, it was just like wild shit going on. Niggas sword fighting and all type of shit.
Yeah, the prince and the king thing.
Yeah, like, you feel me? So like, I'm interested to know, because I don't remember who was in your cube with you. What did y'all do in there, and how were y'all able to get that person to get up out of there?
Okay, so the Red Cube Challenge was me, Tawana, and Jasmine.
Tawana's the dreadhead.
Right, Tawana's 8:30, and then Jazz was 7:37. Okay. Like the plane. And
y'all was the one with all 3 black girls in there, right?
No. It was me and Tawana. We were 3 black girls, and then Jazz, she's like, you know, not black. She's like, she looks Greek. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but she's white. So it was us 3 in there. So let me speak on this, because a lot of people are like, you know, fast forward to when the house situation came by, I didn't get picked second, right? Mm-hmm. So, long story short, Tawana has started spreading a rumor about me, talking about I was shady in the cubes. Now, me and her have talked since then, and her thing was, she said that, she was like, when I had started talking to her by herself when we were in the cubes, when Jazz was using the bathroom, she felt like I was being shady because I was talking about what we had already talked about before we got into the red cubes, and I was talking about it again. And I was crashing out, really. I was like having a whole panic, because I was like, fuck. I was like, I had looked up to her like a big sister.
Tawana.
Okay. And I was like, with Jazz, I was like, we had developed a really close relationship. So, and they were in the cube because of me, because I was the common denominator. So I was like, well, so I felt a little like, you know, like guilty. I felt guilty.
Somebody that you kind of fuck with is going home today.
Right, exactly. So I felt a little guilty that it was like, damn, we're all together because of me. So I was like, all right, well, if I can self-sacrifice, then, you know, like, I was like, if I can get some bread and then roll out, then I'll do that. But the rule was we couldn't leave with anything we asked for. So that's the reason why Jeremy was able to get a tattoo, because he asked for a tattoo artist, and he can leave with the tattoo. So it was like, you know, it was just a play on words. You have to be smart.
That was random as fuck. So when
you have to be smart though, like, you see what I'm saying, like, to really, you know what you're asking. But
so like, for example, they ordered a tattoo artist. Everything's happening right then, or do you write it before?
Oh no. So all of that shit was unscripted.
They just go find a tattoo artist.
So mind you, Amazon is our partner. So literally, they just had like everything on standby. So like, they had people at Walmart, they had people at Targets, they had people everywhere on standby, grabbing all this shit and bringing it right to us. Literally.
So
the dogs were on campus, the horses were, they had a lot of statistics. They knew, like, they did, you know, we took a couple of tests, so they did kind of know us. So they had, like, you know, something to go off of. But, you know, ultimately with the Red Cube Challenge,
was making a cool little check. Outside of the contestants and shit, the workers was making a good little check.
Oh, yeah. The Wranglers, that's what we call them, Wranglers. Yeah. They were cool. They were so dope. Like, shout out to my Wranglers, Zach, Amanda. Like,
the ones that had the masks on and shit?
So those are guards.
Those are guards, okay.
Yeah, those are guards. Okay. So, and shout out to my guards. You know, they had little numbers on. Shout out to my guard 52. Like, I loved him. I don't even know who he was, but but it was, for me, the issue with the Red Cube Challenge was, damn, one of us has to go home. Mm-hmm. Who is it going to be? All of us deserve to be here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it was, I didn't like the fact that with Tawana, because again, she was big sis. Like, so she was taking the lead in a lot of situations.
Bro.
Okay. She was taking the lead in a lot of situations.
I'm fucking with you, Tawana. I'm fucking with you. Look,
you know. She's taking the lead in a lot of situations, so like, in my mind, I was just so hurt to find out that she started spreading the rumor about me being shady. And I'm like, but you're the one that took lead in the conversation that we had before the Red Cube, talking about like, sis, we you know, it's, you know, like, leading them with all that energy.
That goes all the way back to like us being black, but we just all not the same.
And that's really the bottom line. And that's, to me, she's a hybrid, and I'm a real. I'm 100%. And that's just really what it is. Because,
why would you say she's a hybrid and you 100%?
I mean, just because she's dark, just because she's darker than me don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I gotta say is, you know, people choose their personal life and they make decisions on, you know, who they are, and, you know, all I gotta say is, you know.
So you said rumors. She said she was spreading rumors about you. Cool. Let's talk about some rumors.
Yeah.
First one, I want to know, who was on that motherfucker fucking? I'll just get straight to it.
Let me tell you
something.
Was there
relationships? Okay. Was there any hookups? Relationships are fucking going on.
So when
that you know of or might even heard. We can start some mess.
There was definitely rumors going around when we were in Vegas and we were in the stadium, which I felt was so disgusting because I was just
Because y'all ain't showered in 3 days.
do you fucking feel me? So it was like, but at the same time, in token, there were a lot of couples like married, like that came together. So,
but if we married, we probably barely fucking home. Why would we fuck here?
Listen, I don't know, but exhibitionist, I don't fucking. I mean, whatever.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's just
that makes sense.
I get people like to do what they want to do.
No, that makes sense though, because if it's like.
It's like, oh my God, we had sex while we were, during
that's
the
actually kind of lit.
So
as a couple, like, and if y'all do like sexual shit, with your husband, you ain't fucking your husband there. I mean, to say you did it though, because now when you say it like that, I'm like, oh, I get it now. Like if I'm with my wife and we be on it, we live a lifestyle of like that. I think that's a good.
I might give him head, but I'm not. We're not fucking. Like, cause they're like, I mean, mind you, if you got caught, you would get kicked out too. Like, so that's the thing. You couldn't fight. You couldn't do no sexual fraternization, all that stuff, or whatever, and all that. There were rules. So, but I damn sure know that they weren't followed.
And why do you say you know? Did you hear it?
We were talking about it. Like, I mean, like there was a whole group chat.
Talking about.
We had a whole group chat. Like from really stemming after Vegas into going into Canada. And I mean, I wasn't an active participant, but I read a lot of the shit in there. Yeah, it's still in there. Yeah.
Let me see. Because I'm like, outside of not fuck the couples, like, because I'm giving them a pass. I feel like, especially like if you live in like you said, exhibitionist or you're just a lifestyle person.
Yeah.
I think that's super dope.
Yeah,
because I'm interested in that type of shit.
Well, like, I mean, I feel like that's how you keep a relationship.
Yeah, that's fire. Like you feel me? I feel like, hey, we married, we was both on the show, and we fucked in that motherfucker. Fuck the $5 million. Did y'all fuck on these games? I didn't think so. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's not something I'm not gonna necessarily go brag about.
Well, I mean, because I feel like lifestyle people got their lifestyle friends.
Oh, well, no, that okay.
You know what I mean? Right. So now when they at their lifestyle parties,
so yeah,
you feel me? Like at their lifestyle parties, I'm sure that's some shit they like. Oh, where was the last time? Oh, we did it here. We was in Paris and did. Yeah. Oh, we was in Vegas. Ain't you a Raiders fan? Oh yeah, we at the Raiders stadium.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a notch in their book in that world, right?
See that.
So okay, fuck them though, because that's a whole nother world for you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm kind of curious to know any participants like that you might have known, like Tawana was fucking something, was Patrick fucking, was Gage fucking, was a pastor fucking.
Oh my God, Jeremy is not a pastor, yo.
They called him pastor, right?
Yeah.
Nigga was a pastor.
Oh my God, let me tell you, I don't think that Okay, so I think that some people did find love. So like, there's a couple people that found love.
Okay.
One couple in particular, I can't remember right now off the top of my head, because mind you, when you do make it to the top 10, like everybody.
Yeah, you gonna forget everything. You focused.
That part, but everybody remembers you, but you don't remember everybody, and so it's like difficult. But there were a couple people that found love. A couple people that were like, it was like, oh, y'all have been inseparable.
Because I'm like. Y'all went to islands, y'all was on yachts, like again.
Oh yeah.
On that island, I gotta knock something down.
Okay, let me say, I believe there was some girl-on-girl action on the island.
We talking.
That's what I heard.
Let's be a juicy. Just say one number.
I don't know the numbers. I don't know.
Just one number.
I don't snitch though, but I definitely don't snitch. But yeah, there was a girl-on-girl action.
All right,
going down.
817. If you had an opportunity, if you met somebody there, shit rolling like you told, you had there, Jimmy?
Yeah, how about y'all want me to say?
Oh no.
I think I'll get something to eat.
Okay, for sure. So let's just say hypothetically, you found somebody on there you was attracted to. You still playing your game and doing your thing. And then there's like, we about to be on the island. We finally got some time to ourselves. Is you fucking or not?
Fuck
no.
No.
Why not?
It wasn't.
And I'm not saying it because I know family and shit. Let's just cut the family shit.
It wasn't that type of situation for me.
Okay. I'm trying to think like, I mean, I'm a man. I guess I'm different, but.
It's way easier for y'all, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, if a girl's in her hoe mode, yeah, she gonna be down too. So I think it depends.
So you think you would have to been in your hoe mode to do that?
Yeah. That's like, yeah. You gotta be like. Yeah,
I mean, because
as a female, I'm just saying as a female, like as a guy, I feel like that's just guys always taking advantage, not like over advantage, but like. Guys are gonna seize opportunities. Like that's what I mean.
Sure. You know, I'm like island.
Yeah.
Cameras over there, but they don't see us.
Now I'm gonna be honest. As far as like now, when we were in Vegas, there was this one white boy who was cute as hell. He had tattoos, whatever, and he was about to fight the girl that jumped off the platform. And it was like, you know, you started thinking, it was like, oh damn. It was like, okay, well if he violent towards women, then I don't even, you know what I mean? Like it was just like instantly there was, but there weren't
You date white men?
there weren't any.
No judgment though.
No, I said he looked good.
I'm asking, do you date white men?
I would.
You would?
I would, but like
would
now.
Would you date outside of your race?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, like for me, I think Latina men, like I think the Latino culture is like, I just feel like they got it. Like I just feel like they got a good balance of the new world plus keeping like morals, like you know, like
with Mexican,
yeah,
Puerto Rican, and shit like that.
And then Indian cultures, African cultures, like yeah, but outside of that,
So okay, that makes sense. So you could see yourself dating somebody that's from a different culture than you.
yeah, absolutely,
You feel me?
absolutely.
And I guess when I was saying outside of your race, I would be referring to white people.
I mean, I'm like, you know, I mean, it's, you know, yeah, but like, it would have to make sense for me. Like he can't be just, you know, like a hillbilly, you know, or like a nature, like no, that like we're not, like no, because I'm not going out with you to go fight bears and shit. Like
you ain't going out camping and shit like that.
No, I mean like for fun, like one time.
I'm like Queen, nigga,
No.
you on a TV show in the stadium with 3 A's not sharing. We finna go hiking.
Listen,
What the fuck you talking about?
it's the animals and it's the bugs. It's the issue. That's like, no, I don't know. Like, and I'm not even. Oh my god, that's one of the things I'm so glad that Jimmy did not do was like a bug.
It wasn't on the like fear factor shit.
Yes, like that was like, oh my, that was that.
What about that?
And that's the issue because it's like there's so many fucking things that you have in your head that you're just like, oh my god, what is the next?
Like one thing I can't do is eat shit. Like when I say eat shit, I'm saying like bugs and like.
I'm gonna be honest. I can. Yeah. I'm a. Yeah.
Like on a Survivor, they be eating grubs and shit like that.
I'm gonna get it down. I'm gonna get it down.
Yeah.
Honestly, as long as it's not okra, and I know it sounds crazy, but
You don't like okra?
Yo, that slimy shit, no.
Have you had Nigerian?
Like,
you from Baltimore, you've had to have Nigerian food before, right?
Now it's different when it's cooked right, but like
Okay.
I don't like when it's the slime is in it. I can't do it.
But they be having like a stew in the Nigerian culture. Stew you eat it with the fufu. Like okra fire though. In the stew though.
Yeah, that's like because even in my like
I'm gonna come to
gumbo.
Baltimore. I'm gonna take you to a Nigerian restaurant when I come up there. I know they got one.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
a lot of Africans in Maryland. Nigerians.
I've been to an Ethiopian restaurant out there, but you know, you like the little bread thing, you know, I've had that experience. I'm very cultured. I've had like cassava leaf, potato leaf.
I'm very cultured. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
but in like many, and that's the reason why I feel like I'm versatile. So like, yeah, like if I were to date anybody outside of being black, well, I'm black, Indian, and German, technically, and South African, like through my just like ancestry or whatever.
Okay.
But like, if I were to like, they would have to be equally cultured. Like we would have to be mad, like able to bounce back on the vibes. Like he would have to know, you know, all Ludacris rap songs. Like who's my favorite rapper? Favorite rapper of all time, absolutely. But like, yeah, like you.
Ludacris. I'm damn near right there.
Yo, you're fucking.
I'm just saying. But go ahead.
But seriously, like it would have to be some. Yeah, we'd have to be like. Damn, are we best friends? Like, it'd have to be that kind of. Like,
damn, are we best friends?
Like,
I've never heard nobody say some shit like that, but I get it.
Yeah, it's like with Step Brothers. It's like, damn, did we just become best friends?
Yep.
You know. So.
All right, so we're gonna get back to the game, but one question because I usually always ask people when I pod.
Okay.
I'm coming to. I've been there, but I'm coming to Baltimore for the first time with you.
Yeah.
Top 5 food spots since we're already on food shit. Top 5 in your opinion. And I'm gonna clip this, so. Say what you said wisely, because I don't want none of your people out there to hit you like, oh, for real, queen? Like, for real? Like,
damn.
Yeah,
5?
And this is a question, okay, we could do 3. 5 max, 3 minimum. Look. And there's a lot of things I prepped you for before. This is the thing I don't prep you because I like to see that face.
Yeah, because what? That's... Yeah.
You said you was a foodie at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, no. I definitely love the food. Oh my god.
It could be Baltimore or surrounding cities. I get that Baltimore and the suburbs and shit.
Okay, well, I'm really bad at this. Like I'm so bad at like picking like so I'm just gonna like name a lot of places that I like. That's the best I can give you. That's what I want. That's the best I can give you. Okay, so I love Angie Seafood. I love Coco's. I love Valentino's. I love Silver Moon. I love, oh my god.
Backtrack a little bit. You can say one more, but like, why those places? What do they have there?
Seafood. Seafood.
All seafood. Okay.
Seafood. Like, yeah. Hip hop. I mean, like, you gonna, like, you, so, okay, have you had a chicken box? Like, Like,
that was chicken box.
Okay, like salt, pepper, ketchup on the fries, like chicken box, like salt, like little ketchup on the chicken, like fried chicken.
And the ketchup? I mean, and the chicken? There's ketchup?
I mean, like a little, like you know, like it's, like you know, like you know, like you squirt it on every, like. Yeah, but anyway, you gonna.
I might have had it and not know what it was though, but.
Could have been. So
is
like,
it
okay,
similar to
so,
like
so
going
in,
to DC and getting like mamba sauce?
There you go. Exactly. I was just
Okay.
about to say. So like in DC, they got chicken boxes, but they chicken boxes got mumbo sauce. The mumbo sauce is gonna be on everything.
Oh,
In Baltimore, we're gonna have a chicken box, but the chicken box is gonna be
Right.
salt, pepper, ketchup on the fries.
Oh.
You're gonna have a little bit of ketchup on the
Chicago,
chicken.
they gonna have.
You know what I'm saying?
They got their own sauce to their shit too.
Yeah, you talking about the Harold's chicken.
Harold's chicken, they got their own. Yeah, that shit fire. So.
Yeah, I gotta hit Chicago up. I ain't been out there in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fucking back. I'm finna go.
No, I'm going to get food after.
Like, where you going? I'm finna go.
I think they're going to get food after this.
Yeah, we're gonna get seafood.
So let's talk about this Beast Games. What was? Because we're gonna jump into like the shit and people you ain't fucking with. Hopefully you can dabble in that. But
I was like, what that
now
mean?
this nigga wanna call me. It's my mechanic. But I want to know maybe like 2 or 3 like highlights of the game that like you really like nah, this is like. Damn, this was dope. You feel me? And maybe like 2, 3 people that like you like. These are lifelong friends. Too,
Yo, let me tell you, the dopest moment was okay. I'm feeling defeated, right? Because we had to get on the helicopter, and there was only 60 seats to get on the helicopter. And it's over 100. It's like 152 of us. I believe that was the number. So I'm like, man, yo, I ain't getting on that bitch. And I was like. But like, and I'm battling in my mind. I was like, man, I ain't getting on. And I'm like, nah, one of them seats got to be mine. I don't care if it's the last one. So so I'm going back and forth with that because Jimmy pulled out a bribe and was like, it's $250,000. Whoever goes on that side, they can, split the money. Whoever goes on this side, they're gonna play the last round. Okay. So I didn't take the money. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm not taking the money because I feel like if my mother was here, like. She would tell me like, nah, play till you finish. Like, I'd rather see you play, fight, and and then lose as opposed to not even take the chance at all. So I was like, all right. So we go to the next challenge. Jimmy's like, all right, pick 6. He's like, all right, you got to get in groups of 6. And he's like, and then once you do that, I'll give you the next instruction. So we find like. At this point, I had like 8 or 9 people that wanted to be on my group. Okay. So I said, look, y'all gotta rock, paper, scissors it out, and whoever wins, whatever. So then we get to 6. So then he's like, all right, you see these 9 platforms? He's like, everybody stand on a platform. So basically, it's like, what, 9 times 5? 9 times 6 is what, 56 or something, or 63, 64, whatever it is. 64, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, I'm a calculator girl. But, but like, we're all on these platforms, and literally... Jimmy's like, all right, you each are gonna get a coin. So at this point, like, shit was so drawn out. So it was like I'm like, my mind was just everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, if this is self-sacrifice, I'm gonna sacrifice. I was like, all of these people believe in me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, at this time, I just feel like I'm not going to be the person that's going to be selfish. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I am. Okay. So I'm thinking through, and I'm like, yo, how can I get all 6 of us on this fucking platform? Like, that's where they talking and shit. I'm not even listening. Like, I'm in my head, like how I was when I was in Vegas when Jimmy was talking, and I was over here looking at all the other challenges coming up. I'm like, no, I'm so locked in because I gotta be ahead. So in that case, being ahead actually kept me from being on track, like, if you will. So everybody's got the coins. Jimmy's like, I'm putting 10 minutes on the clock. So everybody's like, okay, 10 minutes. We all got these coins. What's up? So the cameras come through and they interview us. Like, so that's why I'm like, the way they edit is so good because the mastery of how they tricked us was so damn good. But then when you edit it, it looks like we knew what was going on the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So like that was the biggest pull for me. So long story short, I'm on the platform. These other 5 individuals who believe in me, who have known how hard I've fought for, know what I'm there for. Like I said, I was there for myself, fighting for my mother. Cool. So, and I already told you, my one game show bestie, she was a part of the group of 6. She was already willing to sacrifice for me. What number was she? She was 705. Shout out to my girl Sierra from Detroit, number 705. Gang, gang. I'm gonna see you soon, boo. Love you.
705. Let me. Is there how I can see her? Let me go.
She's on Instagram. Hold on, I'll send her page. Hold on.
Okay. I was about to Google 705 Beast Games. I just want to see how she looks. I'm sorry. I don't remember.
My girl cute. There you go. I just sent it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm on the platform. They're like, okay, 10 minutes is on the clock. So then they're like, all right, they're like, one of you has to get 6 coins, and then we're gonna tell you what happens next.
Oh,
so then they give us
She's like a little ass kid on the show.
Yeah. That's my little sis. So we were like, literally like, okay, one of us got to get a coin. So we were thinking.
Detroit. That's crazy.
In my mind, I was thinking, I was going to get the coin.
Okay.
And I was going to be the person that was going to get eliminated because I was going to be saving my group, right? Mm-hmm. The math doesn't math, but that's just where I was right now, right? You know, because there were 6 seats on the helicopter, that would have meant only 5 people are going. So then where were they going to get that final person? But with Jimmy, you don't know because he throws curveballs all the time. So I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, how is this going? So literally, he's like, all right, start the timer. He's like, the first person to get 6 coins has to step off the platform. That's all we knew. Mm-hmm. So then I'm standing there. So I'm like, what the fuck? So next thing I know, I hear cling, 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 cling. And I got fucking 6 coins in my hand. Mm-hmm. And everybody, like, there was no conversation. Yeah, like, in 2 seconds, I had 6 coins in my hand.
But you didn't know what the end game was gonna be.
No, like when you play back and watch, you see like my team pushing me off the platform because I'm like, are y'all sure? I was like, what if I step off and I eliminate us? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so because again, we didn't know the rules. Yeah. They were feeding it to us, like, as you go. Yes. So then he was like, so then you hear in the commentary, Jimmy's like, we got our first one, and he's like. And then they're like, run to the helicopter. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, and mind you, my knee was hurting me so bad. I was like in so much pain. I was taking so much ibuprofen. I was like lying to the medics team. I was like, yeah, no, I had brought my own medicine. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking my medicine plus doubling down and taking theirs. Mm-hmm. So I was taking probably over 200 milligrams, like 2,000 milligrams of ibuprofen, like a day. Over here, like all the years from sports, being overweight, all of that comes in a combination. But mostly, and then I recently fell at work, so I injured my knee or whatever too. So it's just been, a
lot going on.
Yeah. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? They didn't definitely had their time. But it was crazy. I'm running to the helicopter, and I'm just like, and you like, if anybody knows me, the run that I had was a defeat run. It wasn't a. I made it run, right? You know what I'm saying?
Like, it was over for you.
Yes. So I'm like. But in my mind, but I saved my team. And then lo and behold, to come and find out it's the exact, that's why I was like.
It was the exact opposite. The whole team didn't come. He was the only one from the team. I remember that episode.
Yeah. And that was my, to me personally, that was
it's almost like they kind of knew that though.
That's what it's like,
I mean, depending on, again, I'm only watching it from the edited version. Yeah. Obviously, right? Yeah. But from you, what you telling me and how it went down, I'm like, they either knew it was going to be that or they thought you was going to be eliminated. No.
I'm pretty sure that there was probably a mix of both in that. Like I think that a couple of us thought that I was going to be eliminated, and that at one point until like once I started running towards the helicopter, I think that's when everybody on the platform knew, because everybody still knew before me. So I think everybody on the platform, once I started running to the helicopter, was like,
oh, they going home.
Right, exactly. And then like they
that might have been like the episode number 4 or some shit like that. 5 or 4 I think.
Yeah.
Well, it was like in the early years.
Yeah, it was, I don't know but it was that.
So, to you, that was like, in your opinion, maybe the best but...
Yes, because it was one of the moments where I received the most love. Mm-hmm. Like, being honest, like, because moving forward after that, I didn't feel like I had a single ally. Tawana had already distanced herself from me because she was trying to, maintain advantage.
Yeah, you know I think she even said some shit like that on the show, like that she, like y'all was kind of like into it, or she was distancing herself from you. Did she publicly say that, or that was privately?
That was all. That was definitely all private. Because if anything, if Tawana ever said anything when she was doing her mess, it was off air, off camera, off mic.
That's why she got far.
All I gotta say is, when your name starts to come up in multiple alliance conversations because you are trying to bond yourself with multiple alliances. Who then is the shady one?
Person's name, that's always... It's funny because, again, I watch Survivor, and maybe the Challenge are the only 2 game shows I watch where you have to have alliances to move. To maneuver the game. Yeah, obviously, Amazing Race, you... Not really, because you got just your partner. But anyway, the Beast games, as I'm watching it, I'm like, damn, there's no way to, like, figure it out.
At all.
You get what I'm saying?
At all.
Like with Survivor, you're figuring shit out as you go. Like, okay, if I lock in with this person and them, I can finesse shit. With that, I'm like, you might lock in with 3 different alliances, and all 3 of them bitches gone from a shit you never even had a clue.
Literally, and that was me. Like every time I built an alliance, they were eliminated. Shout out to my guy Devin. Like we were. I can't remember what challenge. No, this was the first. Yeah, this was when we first started. This was day 1, and I was like, bro, I seen you, when we was, out in Vegas. I was like, if we got some physical challenges, I was already trying to recruit because I knew I knew as far as like speed and like agility type stuff, I knew that was gonna be my weaknesses. But as far as strength, or as far as like, like any sports related type stuff, I knew I was gonna be a strength in that. So I'm trying to like counter my weaknesses. And he got eliminated in the first episode. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was so many opportunities that I feel
that's what's scary about it. And that's why I'm like,
didn't happen.
It's a show where I'm like, I enjoy watching it, but I just don't know if I can see myself being on it.
I'm going to tell you this much. I feel like anybody from, like any age can truly be on Beast Games. But it's, why are you there? Like, what are you there for? Are you there for the experience? Are you there for the money?
I'm there for the check.
Or are you there for both? Are you trying to like, like experience a little bit and then bail out?
I'm really trying to, at least for me personally, and I hope somebody who like a casting director catches this. I'm going to any game show for obviously money first, but like to like really like, because I feel like with the challenges or the real world or role rules from back in the day, like once they get on that show, they would segue. Even how you was like, I was on the casting and now they called me back. Like I want to get there to where once my face is known, now I'm on all type of different shit because of my charisma.
And that's kind of where I wanted to get like to go. So one of the things that I love, like just like fan comment stuff, like I've had people from Russia, from India, from like Venezuela, like Brazil, all kinds of all different places, all over the world, message me and they're like, Queen, we love you, Queen, you are the realest player. We like.
It's funny you try to sound like them too while you saying that.
I mean, I'm just saying like that's how.
That's funny
because it's broken English.
I know.
Like when I'm reading the message,
you could have said it regularly, but I heard you.
You ain't have to call me out like that, though.
That shit was so funny, but
like I mean, well, and first of all, like back home, like there's so many different cultures like back home, so it's like you do pick it up like, and I like impersonations like
I can tell because
I will
you immediately like I don't know what I'm like you could have literally said it regularly and you got it, but I see what you did there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
your personality now though, so I get it. I would say your personality now, like you feel me, like so.
I'm just so humble. Like it's like people throw things around, and like I'm still digesting that part.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like because like I was like I had went to Facebook like just in an exciting moment, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, this must be what real celebrities feel like.
Yeah.
And then like everybody they're like, you are a real celebrity, and I'm like, am I? Like like that part is a little.
Celebrity to me,
I don't know.
Famous or being celebrity.
I don't know what that means.
It just means a lot of people knowing you. Because I'm past the place. I mean, I've met so many. Like to me, as a kid, celebrity was somebody who was famous and rich.
So that's what I'm saying. So and I guess that's
I think celebrity is just likeliness. So it's like if you known and see, because there's a lot of people that are famous that are broke as fuck.
Right.
But they're known as fucks, and that doesn't take away from them being a celebrity.
See, like in my opinion, I'm still I guess I'm old school. So like I'm an '80s baby. So like I'm on like fame and rich and wealth. Fame and wealth.
That's what makes you a celebrity.
Yeah.
But now, especially with social media and how numbers can literally jump within, like you even said how fast your numbers jump. So like you getting popular, you might not saying you do because you have a great job, obviously because you told me, but like you probably have some good money, right? But you not maybe the richest, but you probably are getting famous for sure.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not struggling. Like I mean, like if I want something, then I might have to work hard for it. Like you know what I'm saying?
But that doesn't take away from everybody knowing you still being a celeb is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
So my question was, we gonna wrap. I mean, I know we had you here for a minute, and we all hungry and shit. But I got so many questions I need answers to.
That's fine. Keep it going.
The pastor, what's his name?
Jeremy.
What was the number?
What 937? I think. Yeah, I think it's 937. 933.
Like the power of like media, and like just people talking. I can see why people can be followers and how they can get their mind changed immediately, right? I say that to say because
991.
Because at first I'm like, damn, the pastor got a big ass following. They fucking with bro. Like you feel me? Like, and he's genuine. He's cool.
Yo, he started off by just literally being by himself and just like talking about God, and it just grew and grew. And then there were other people there who were missionaries who started sharing the same thing. And then of course like you don't have like a cell phone, no internet, no TV, nothing. Right. we were allowed to bring our Bibles. We were like, there were certain things we were allowed to bring. So people brought their, praying rugs, like, for, Muslims, exactly. So, like, that was a thing. But really, truthfully, and this is just my personal, perspective or take on it, I really genuinely feel like when you take away all of this technology, you do hear God. Because, like, there were just so many moments and instances. Like I said, I had 2 dreams. I had a dream that told me that I was going to move on, and I had a dream that told me I was going home, too. So, like...
And both of them happened.
And they both... You know what I'm saying? For that. Jeremy had a dream, and it manifested as well. So, like...
Okay, so this is what I was going to say about Jeremy. There's only one thing I didn't like about bro, is that one time when he said he was going to bring a woman... And he brought a stud. I got no... Y'all already know how I feel about stud. Hold on.
Let me get... I got context on that.
Okay, because people know how I feel about studs. And I was like...
What? How do you... I don't know. How do you feel about them?
I mean, I'm just like, damn.
Are they a threat? Do you feel like studs, like, threaten, like, your, like, man?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Hell no. I just feel like they be trying to do too much. Like,
okay, I got
feel like studs are like, y'all wanna be wannabes, but wanna be niggas. Like, you feel me?
So, like, you think a stud and a transgender are, like, the same type of people? Like...
In my book.
You
feel me?
I'm just
the
trying
reason
to
I
make
have,
connection.
and I got some studs I fuck with that, I got love for. Some I can't stand is because, like, they act like niggas, and as soon as they start doing nigga shit, and the niggas start pressing it, or it's like, oh, you gonna really do that to a girl? I'm like, what the fuck? Hold the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? So they get aggressive, and then when somebody meet that aggression, now it's like, oh, you want to talk to a nigga like that? I'm like, I'm talking to a nigga like that.
No,
you're the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, but like in that scenario, I felt bad because the women was like, okay, I really don't want to give you my coin, but because you promised you're gonna take a female, here. Is there one person who she already had the biggest doubts on the nigga? That's the one she picked, was the stud. So what's your context on that?
Okay, so there's 2 things with that. So one, the dream. So Jeremy had a dream that literally she received a golden ticket.
Okay.
Like, that was his dream. Like, the dream wasn't even about him. He didn't even know that he was the one giving it to her. Okay. So there's that context. Second context, he is married. And in order to maintain honor and respect for his wife, he didn't want to choose a female that would be viewed as him maybe showing some sort of favoritism, or because even there was like a question, or in an interview that I've seen, and somebody was interviewing one of the contestants, and they asked, was Jimmy flirting with her? Like, just to, and even you asked, like, who was fucking on the show? Like, just to maintain separation from context.
I even asked, was the pastor fucking?
Right, yeah. Like, even I just think to maintain separation of context, to make sure you just don't put yourself in those types of situations. Those were the 2 reasons.
Definitely, again, hearing that, it's like, okay, cool, it makes sense. Again, from what we seen.
Absolutely.
Makes them look terrible.
Absolutely.
But I will say this. That instance, or just how they felt about bro from the beginning to when he left, it kind of showed me like how people like go against religion, just no matter what, or just anything that people are following, right? Because the people that didn't like them, they didn't have no reason to like them. They just didn't like them because people was following them.
Literally.
There was and that even with the editing, they didn't even make it to seem like he was building a code, or he was like, it'd be niggas who push your God, like who press Jesus, who press the Bible. Yes. They didn't do that, at least from what I see.
But you don't see him.
He was genuinely just telling people about God, telling people his experience, not telling them you got to do this, you got to be saved. Stop cussing, or you going to hell. Don't do this. Stop being a lesbian, or you going. He didn't say none of that. He just saying that this is how God treats me, and this is how I move. And he genuinely got followers. Typically, like how pastors and
exactly
their followers, right?
Yeah.
But then you start seeing like, nah, I don't like how everybody follows. And then people were just literally hating on them for literally no reason.
I agree. And
then I'm like, damn, that's how the Crusades happen. That's probably how people hate Muslims. That's how probably hate people who practice Buddhism. There's no reason why they hate them. They just hate that people are following that situation.
You know what's so crazy? So like when the helicopter scene came about, and when people started chanting Jeremy, I was the first person to chant his name. Yeah. And the reason why was because he was the last person that didn't take $1 million that was still left in our group. And so I knew that there was no way I was going to get a seat over him. So I needed him out the way. Yeah. So I was like, Jeremy! And then so Jeff, player 831, who was standing right next to me, he was like, Queen, you're a fucking genius. And because they had a bond whole time, I didn't know about their lines. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what I knew was if I was going to get a seat, he had to go first. And it worked.
Yeah, so he got a seat. Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of controversy, and it's gonna be dope for him moving forward because he's gonna be able to use that when he's preaching and shit like that. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Good and bad. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna probably build his congregation bigger because of that. Because he did seem genuine. I did like the female thing, but now that I hear it, I'm like, it makes sense. And based off races too, because I feel like a black pastor to be like, listen, come on, Queen, you with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that black pastors be fucking with females or something, but I just don't feel like they be giving.
Let me say this, right? Okay, so in these games, there was no camaraderie amongst the black people.
Yes, I can tell.
There was no camaraderie
and like in the
amongst
world,
the black people.
Y'all were the minority there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and
everywhere with the minority, but it's like, you know,
absolutely.
That was a minority, and it seemed like none of y'all was rocking with each other. Like there was no genuine bond. There was nobody that nothing. People
because
were
we were so different. All of our alliances had so many different people involved. So you know what I mean? Like it was like the underdogs had a group of black girls that were together, but they also act very similar. You know what I'm saying? Like proactively have like Caucasian partners.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like, and that's the thing. You know, I just think that people at home are watching based on where they live, what world they're in,
100%.
and you know, and what they come from. And it's like,
Yes.
bro, just because you seeing you know, a color on the flesh does not mean that, you know, everybody's going that way. And so, but then at the same time and token, and that's the reason why, like with the train challenge, it was like with Dino, I'm like, bro, the only reason why you chose Jazz was because she was black, and you thought that the two black girls were friends. That's what he's supposed to say. When Tawana doubled down and asked him, hey, why did you choose Jazz, my nigga? It's like what she wanted to say afterwards, but it was like, that's all we wanted him to say. It was like, hey, look, I chose Jazz because, you know, I saw y'all was talking, y'all, you know, y'all
cool.
two black women, I thought y'all was...
Someone gotta go.
Because there was no, like, before that challenge, Jazz and Tawana had barely spoken together. Like, when we got to the top 60, and once we came back from Panama, all the girls had to stay in one you know, queue. That's the only time that Jazz and Tawana had even started even talking to each other, just, you know, cordially. You know what I'm saying? So the issue for me was there was a lot of like cover up, and you know, as far as like, you know, amongst the group of people, you know what I mean, like that were still left. You know, it was a lot of cover up with that, you know, but after the show, you know, we've all talked to each other, whatever. And then so the thing that I didn't like was Dino gets up and he starts apologizing on all these different podcasts. But then when the moment really comes down in time for him to really actually apologize to Jazz, he doesn't take the opportunity. So to me, I'm just being honest. Like, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do a little research before I pass judgment, right? So I scroll on his Facebook through his Facebook friends. The boy don't even got more than 10 black people in his Facebook friends. But he wanted to preach how he's like, oh, I grew up around Latinas and Mexicans in West Cali and da-da-da-da, all that. No, you didn't. I mean, like, not for real. Like, yeah, they might have been there. Like, but, like, you know, like, or you might have...
You wasn't hanging with them.
Like, you might have had a friend or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you know, like, cultural appropriation is a thing. You know, like, you know, people pick up on different stuff. Like, black people, we pick up on different races and cultures and stuff, too. Whatever. Right. But it's like, my guy, there's no way that you were just such a genuine and honest and righteous man. And, that, like... Come on, like, we're in America. Like, why is it still such an uncomfortable conversation? Like, I guess because I'm comfortable because I'm light skinned. Like, and so white people are gonna listen to me, and black people are gonna be like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, just based on, like you said, America's so fucking big, right?
That is true too.
And there's a lot of different places. Like again, like I told you, how I went to school in the Midwest, but I'm from Cali. Like, you feel me? So I'm seeing a lot of shit that I would have never seen if I didn't go to school in the Midwest.
Yeah.
That a lot of my friends and homies have never seen.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, they're black, but they're totally different. They talk different. They kick it with motherfuckers that aren't like us. Like, I can kick it with Mexicans. You feel me? But some people in Ohio, they ain't no Mex. They kicking it away. They homies.
Oh yeah, like let me tell you. So like when I first moved to Baltimore, like I was in the waitressing, you know, business and stuff. So I'm a bartender and all that. Cool. So me and one of my coworkers, we get off together. She's my friend now. Shout out to my girl Eva, my boo thing. So we getting off work, whatever, you know, she's like, hey, let's go pick up something. I'm like, let's go. Mm-hmm. So I'll go take her around the hood with me, whatever. Baby, when I tell you, first of all, no, fuck that. She's cool. Like she dated black men. She's fine. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, it was like they weren't cool. So they played me. So they, long story short, they was like, yeah, we be right back. So then they like, everybody's separate. Like I'm watching it all unfold, but I'm not understanding what's happening a little bit. So I'm like, you know, I know the boys is coming. I can see the lights flashing. So I'm like, maybe they left because, 12 down the street. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So then the dude come back. So I give him my money or whatever, like normal shit. Like, gave him my money, cool. Mm-hmm. He come back and he's like, yeah. He's like, you gotta get the fuck out of here. I was like, the fuck? I was like, where's my money? Mm-hmm. I was like, well, how you going? Huh? So long story short, I really feel like they was offended because I brought her around. Mm-hmm. Like, there are some places in Baltimore where you can't bring white people. like around, like, and I had to learn that, like, considering I'm not from the city, but then but now I live in the city, and I've been living there more. I've lived in Baltimore City more than I've lived anywhere else.
Right.
So it's like, there's things that you got to learn with like cultures and tones. But like I said, that's the reason why I was able to socially dissect the people that I was playing these games with, because I'm like, I have come across so many different walks of life. That's what gave me an advantage in the game. Yeah,
I think that not just the game, in life.
No, period. No, but like that's literally where I pulled it from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Yeah. You feel me? Like, cause I'm thinking, like I said, being like going to these different places, meeting these motherfuckers, and like learning them is gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. So like riding a bike. You feel me? Like
so like the top 10. So like even with like, I don't have any ill will towards nobody, right? Let me just like towards nobody.
But
I don't have any ill will towards nobody.
What about the? All right, go ahead.
No, tell me.
You ain't got no ill will. Finish, and then I'm gonna.
No, I don't have any ill will towards nobody. Like, I don't wish any harm on anybody. I don't want no. I'm not angry at anybody where I want to, like take their life or anything. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? However,
you do want to slap some people though.
Oh,
right?
I could throw hands.
Cause there's some people like I don't want to kill you, but I do want to slap the shit out of you.
I could throw some hands. Yeah, I could absolutely.
Like, nigga, you took $650. I should slap the fuck out of you. Like, I don't want to see you die because you got kids and shit, and it ain't that big of a deal. It's free money, but I will slap the fuck out of you when I see you.
Yeah, like it's like, trust me when I tell you, like my brother, like I got a lot of text messages and messages from people that were like, "Yo, where does he live? I want to pull up." Like it was crazy. But what I'm saying is, I don't have to be rude to you. I don't have to be disrespectful to you. I don't have to hate you. I don't have to cause no harm towards you. But that does not mean that I will ever allow you to enter my life in that same space that we share. Right. So with Tawana, with JC, like we're gonna always share that top 10 moment together. Right. But I'm never going to be like, "Hey, yo, I'm in town and I want to hang out." Like that's
your nails look good, by the way.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. Is there a way, because I've heard they do it, especially like a Survivor, is there a way to separate the game from the person?
Woo! Let me tell you something. Shout out to Patrick.
And when I say the game, I'm not talking about the specific game, the Beast game. I'm talking about the game play.
No, I get you.
Okay.
Absolutely. So me and Patrick, the one that took $0.
Okay.
Me and him have talked about this the most together. First of all, me and him, we started really bonding when it got to the top 60 and we went to the island, because me and him are masterminds, like as far as like strategists. Okay. So even shout out to Jimmy for calling me, one of the biggest strategists in the game. I felt so honored to even be titled that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, we literally, so like a lot of people had felt a certain way about Tawana, and then so come to find out, I'll say this: we found out, of course, once the final episode aired, one of the reasons why some of us hadn't heard from her, potentially. But then at the same time, the other question was, okay, well, is it because of what happened in the game, or is she just that person? Like, and so for me, I'm going to give you the opportunity to fully, show me who you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I just don't feel like, I feel like I brought a genuine connection, and I feel like the bond that we created was real in Beast games. Okay. But that's not. But it was momentarily.
At Beast games.
But it was momentarily in Beast games because it didn't last. Okay. It was inconsistent. Okay. And then now that we're out of Beast games, it's not a reality, and that's how I feel.
Okay, but that's for Tawana specifically.
Yeah,
right?
but
I'm talking about just gameplay, like, because the reason I say this is because there's a lot of people on Survivor who say, I'm not like this in real life. People can vouch for that. But here, this is game. And because it's been so many seasons of it, it's like 20 seasons of it, people know the gameplay. You have to play a specific game to win.
Well, I'm going to say, yeah, because just like I told you, like, I had to play a softer position than how I really am in real life. Like, like that was one of the things that I actually feared.
But you know that moving forward in gameplay, would you still play like that?
You'll have to see.
And I'm not talking about for the Beast, though. I'm talking about, let's just say me and you are partners on Survivor, or Amazing Race. Today, me and you, we about to travel the world playing these games.
Yeah. Whatever game I have to play, I'm going to play.
Can you separate Brittany's right? Can you separate that from the gameplay?
Oh, absolutely.
Because like I said, I told you, I'm going to be on the show showing my fucking ass,
absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But I'm going to also let people know, like you good. Like, you feel me? I might finesse $1 million from you on the show, but just know you good.
Yeah.
On the show, you might not be good. I might even call you a bitch on the show. But in real life, you might have $50,000 coming to your bank account off the random.
Oh yeah, because I had said that on somebody else's podcast. I was like, JC can lick my whole asshole after I get a wax, like, because that as far as the game, that's how I feel. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now, whatever. Like, but I'm never gonna be the one to say, like, oh, I can't separate the game from real life. No, I definitely absolutely get, like, because even me and some of the other players in the top 10, we even literally, we have a group chat and it's called Still in the Game.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like we have our ways of being like, you know what, all right, I'm gonna strategize about this, I wonder about that, but
because it's definitely gonna turn into, like, again, like these other shows, it's gonna be like a fraternity sorority of, because I feel like this is not gonna be the first and last season of the Beast Game. It might
absolutely
last
not.
decades, right?
Jimmy's already said that he's doing a season 2. It's going to be bigger. There's just
so,
no,
and I
no
figured that. And just like Survivor, like once you get off Survivor, you're part of the Survivor family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the first of the Beast family.
And that's what I'm saying. And I literally said that,
right?
in a particular moment. And I was like, no matter what happens, I'm always going to share the top 10 moments with you guys. Like, we're family. Like, family don't always like each other.
For sure.
You know, family got bad blood. Sometimes it's like, hey, I seen you at the cookout, you know.
Because, like, people going to be watching you, like for me, I'm watching 817, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might be on the show 3 seasons from now. I'm like, I'm taking nothing from your gameplay.
No, and
you know what I'm saying?
And that
the game's gonna evolve by
that
then.
to me is gonna be the funnest part of it all.
Yeah.
Because for one, especially, I mean, as long as I'm invited back to Beast Game season 2, of course, which I feel like I will be, but prayers only, because I'm not,
right. And I can see you on a lot of different shows, but go ahead.
But like, traders too. A lot of people were telling me about that. But like, I genuinely feel like every season that I go, I will have to be a different person.
For sure.
Like, because, and the reason, before that very specific reason, because there's going to be so many people that are going to be studying the top 10 and the top 6 and, you know what I mean, and how we got there. And then also the people that got eliminated that, got a lot of time, they're going to be studying the fuck out of us.
Super fans.
You know what I'm saying?
They call them super fans.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be studying the fuck out of us. Like, I even have so many people that are like, DM me like random ass questions. I'll be like, yo, I am not answering this right now.
I damn near can't, but
that part, because it's like, it gets so deep, but,
So before we get out of here, I gotta know this.
Oh God, I'm scared.
I have to know this. It might be like a few follow-up questions with this question, but like,
okay,
some shit happened at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like that transitioned for you to basically be in the last house, for you to eventually get voted off the last.
Yeah.
Voted off, right?
Yeah.
So let's segue to the beginning of that. And to me, the beginning is on that train track.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it segue. That was a domino effect, in my opinion. Right.
Absolutely.
So like, or just give us your take on it. Okay.
So my take on it is this: the train track episode, Tawana is the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Had Tawana not been captain and had I been captain, which was what was originally the plan, I would have chosen Dino, and he would have been on the track, and I would have chosen Gage. Dino would have chose Tawana because he would have thought me and Tawana was best friends because we were, in the game we were. So that would have been the logical thing for him to do. Gage would have chose whoever the fuck he would have chose, and I would have eliminated Gage and whoever he chose because I would not have eliminated Tawana.
Okay.
And I would have kept Dino because he would have been an easy target for the next round to go home because everybody already wanted him to go home.
Right.
So that would have been the logic of it. It would have been the end of discussion. Jazz would have been in the top 10 with us, and it would have been, that's what it would have been. So, and I would have chose Gage because he was literally the only person that I really didn't even exchange any real words with. So I was going off the social, scheme of it all.
The social game, yeah.
So, Dino and Mike, the player that took 223,000, were cool.
Okay.
So,
nigga took 22 for his birthday. I ain't gonna lie.
And happy birthday, Mike, because today's your birthday.
That was some fly shit, because nigga, I'll find any reason to take all the money. But anyway, go ahead.
But I'm a numbers person too, so like I felt that. But but like,
because
so,
nigga said I got my number in my head no matter what.
There you go. But
and numbers people are like that.
Yes.
People who are like number people. Once they get a number, they can't change it up. It's gonna fuck up everything.
No, yes, it's an energy thing. Like if you know numbers and numerology, but which I do believe in. But it's like, so long story short, so had Dino chose Mike instead of choosing Jazz, he would have had a better chance because as we see in the next episode, Tawana chose Mike for the second house and not me. So
Tawana was gonna pick you for the house second regardless.
And for many reasons. One, I knew she felt like I was a threat in competition. I knew she wouldn't want to go up against me. So there was that. Secondly, she had stronger bonds with another alliance, which was the Avengers, which was those other people. But then thirdly, I mean, her husband is Caucasian. So like I just feel like she's naturally going to follow, like women follow men. You know what I'm saying? So like with her husband being white, I felt like she's going to naturally
follow a white man's foot steps.
Yes.
That's why. Go ahead. So
here I am, and then even when it got to the very end, so going back to what I said, when I told you, I was like, yo, when I'm playing this game, when I started out originally, I was like, I gotta come in soft, because even at the very end, when it was Courtney, Yessie, and me, which were the final 3 girls. Courtney got to choose who got house number 9, and she literally says, I'm choosing Yessie because I feel like she deserves more grace because you're a stronger competitor. I already knew people were gonna look at me like that, and I was smart as fuck. So like, but luckily, people didn't catch on to that until we got a little later, because again, all my alliances were gone. So yeah, so I got the 10th house, but at the same time, it was for me, I just feel like it was the opportunity for me to see everything in full circle.
Yep.
And then when we went to the Magenta house, when 566 JC had called everybody in, and that's when he started snitching, for some people want to call it that, which it was.
He definitely, that's the snitching.
Yeah, so
he threw all of his homies under the bus.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was like,
that's a nigga. See, okay, now when we talk about gameplay and like gameplay being at the game and then leaving and then like separating the game from the gameplay.
Yeah, I can't separate none of that.
I can't separate what he did, because
that's what I'm saying.
For him specifically, because it's like,
nope.
First of all, you did that janky shit with all that bread and try to put it on your kids and your mortgage when everybody got kids and mortgage and shit. And
which
then,
said as well.
And then as soon as you knew you was in the hot seat, you threw your homies on the seat who had nothing to do with why you took that bread.
There you go.
So that means in real life, you a janky nigga.
Thank you. And that's it. Like literally.
That's in my opinion.
And he sells insurance, and I can't even explain to you how, just from watching TV over all the years, like from childhood to like adulthood, I have never thought an insurance agent was like
good.
Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, because
I mean, me
you
personally,
know, I don't know, but whatever.
And hearing this, and also hearing him say he in debt $500,000, I'm like, you're not selling that insurance, and if you are, your husband doing something with it, because he went with the husband, right? Y'all niggas got some shit going on.
Oh, listen, I don't know where the money's going.
Well, we know where
I don't know where the money's going.
He took some of your money.
That's all. I don't know where the money's going, but I'm not here to count people's finances.
So do you think in one of the episodes when you try to barter, or even not even barter, you did barter?
Yeah, I asked that nigga for $150,000, and he wanted to act like I was crazy and outside of this world.
But do you think that fucked up your gameplay? Be honest.
What, asking him for the $150K?
Yes.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand. So I agree with you saying you think it fucked up my gameplay from your perspective.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But from my perspective, I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Because my gameplay was not going to be about.
Were you already done at that point?
Absolutely. Okay. My gameplay was not going to. My gameplay at that moment was, yo bitch ass is not moving forward. That was part of my gameplay. Yeah. So, and I was like, and if you want anything from me, I need my 100,000 that you took, because my 100,000 is in there. We just gonna skip Mikey, whatever. Yeah. Like, because technically it would have been like maybe $90,000.
No.
95. Like, So majority of my money is in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Your bag, okay?
Yeah.
And
and I need that.
And then, what? And then the $50K on top of that was for my vote. Yeah. So that's where the math was for me. If I wasn't getting that, or if I wasn't at least getting my 100K, he could kiss my whole ass. And that's really where I stand on that.
If you could change 2 things in your gameplay, if you would, what would they be?
I wouldn't have got so close to Tawana, and honestly, I would have paid more attention to other people in a different way than I did. So I wasn't so worried about the people who were having secret alliances as I was to the ones that had open alliances. So I would focus more so on the people that had secret alliances as opposed to open.
Even though that would be kind of hard.
But I would have had a way to do it.
You would have to, you know how to, if you have
like with knowing how the game is, I would have had a way to do it. Like, I would have spent more time scheming in a sense, or socializing with other people that I wasn't talking to, as opposed to the people that I was. So yeah. 3
people, you can say their numbers or their names. You ain't fucking with. In the game, out the game, you see them at the nigga needing some water on a hot ass day, and you got 3 ice cold bottles of water, and you ain't giving them shit. 3 players, who?
Nobody. I'm not that person.
Okay, 3 people you just kind of don't like them. I'm just trying to see.
Okay,
I mean, of course, I'm not saying realistically. Of course, we're gonna all give somebody some water if it's hot. I'm just putting it.
I got you. I'm just like
3 ops, 3 ops, 3 ops.
3 of my ops for sure is gonna be 566 and 830. It's gonna be JC and Tawana.
Okay. Op friend turn enemy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sister turn op. Black sister. One more person, somebody good.
I'm trying to think because I just know there's somebody that was just like.
You can probably remember after.
Not fucking with me. Yeah, like it would be somebody that like got eliminated that I just don't. It's like there's somebody out there that was just not fucking with me, and I just don't know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I mean, if I had to throw somebody out there that people do know, probably Hasm, one of the Habibi brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the younger one.
That's what he's the younger one. Yeah, exactly. He's the younger one. So the one that got beaten the mental challenge.
That nigga, he was smart though. I like his gameplay because as soon as they did all that junkie shit, he just started smirking. I said, I knew him and his brothers. I'm talking about for the Red Room challenge. You feel what I'm saying? Like
because they speak Arabic,
yeah.
So they were like literally just like talking in between words, you know, to each other, and she had no fucking clue.
No clue. And she was so fucking nervous, and she probably wasn't even noticing they were speaking. Cause
I think her name is Maggie.
They didn't even catch the speaking of them in Arabic like that, but like. You can tell them niggas were in cahoots together.
Oh yeah,
as
yeah,
brothers,
yeah.
you feel me?
Yeah.
3 people in your opinion you think got eliminated early that you think like, man, y'all kind of deserve that money.
Ooh.
Outside of your work bestie, I mean your show bestie and yourself.
Okay, well I'm gonna just okay.
Get 3 to 5. You know, 5 my number, but 3 minimum.
Yeah, I mean, okay, my girl Jazz, who was in the red cube with me, 737, she definitely absolutely deserved to.
Should have been her instead of Tawana, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just personal preference, especially when you see the last episode,
yeah.
whatever. But especially knowing what you know. But yeah, it definitely would have been 737. My girl Ashley, 816.
Okay.
Yeah, the twerk city girls, like that was like we was like there was so many times where we had to wait like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, like so we had to entertain ourselves and we weren't allowed to leave set. So we're like on the platforms, can't move on this little square. So yeah, so I'm 817, she's 816, so she was definitely there holding me down. And she's the reason that I even made it past the tower challenge because I built my tower in 23 seconds. I could not get that shit. The whole 10 minutes, it was falling and shit. And I was like, oh my God, I was almost losing my pieces and everything. I was like,
finally figured it out.
No, I was like, Ashley, help me. Literally, I looked up, it was 23 seconds left on the fucking clock. And she was like, put this piece here, put this piece here, put this piece. Literally, I was like, and then he was like, time. And I just let the bitch go. And I was like,
and it didn't fall. Some people's shit was perfectly in fall.
I took one inhale. It stayed up for about 10 seconds. I took one inhale and then I held my breath and then literally it just started.
And how long did it have to be up? Maybe like 5-10 seconds?
So luckily there were enough people that towers fell or their pieces fell off the platform before it got to me. So, but I know I was close though because
it was falling. Yeah,
because mine fell. So, but nobody's tower after the 10-minute mark that had fallen was eliminated. So I was good technically, but that was scary as shit. Like, oh my God, I was just like, I thought I failed. I was like, they had GoPros and stuff. It was. It
seemed like they had so many cameras all over that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, we broke over 44 Guinness World Records. So the most cameras on set, the most GoPros on set, the most tablets on set, like everything. Like it's shit is crazy.
What is the biggest thing you took away from this experience? From the gameplay to the relationships, from the bullshit relationships and the good ones, from the shit you've seen, even from like how I pointed out with the pastor and them naturally following him and he naturally getting haters just naturally without doing stuff. All of that, like the whole experience, what was your biggest takeaway and what you learned?
My biggest takeaway is that you can't run from reality no matter what games you play. And the reason why is because like so even when you ask the question like can you separate the game from reality, like yes you can, but you're still the game is based off of the reality of you. So like who you are is going to make up your gameplay and you're going to return back to the real world yourself. So
it's a caricature of yourself, pretty much of yourself.
You know what I mean? But then the people that you meet, they do like we call each other forever friends. You know, we've definitely made some strong bonds. Like, and I'm talking about people. I'm talking about them like pouring into me religiously, pouring into me like professionally, pouring into me just as a person, like or even like when we all finally saw ourselves outside of this ugly uniform. I mean, the blue is pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's not tailored nice. But we were just like, damn girl, damn boy, like all that shit. know, we're hyping each other up. Like, you know, we have a family. It's real. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I fuck with them. Like if they called me, they were like, Queen, come out here. We need your help. I'm out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've definitely made some connections and just the experience in itself, it's going to be unforgettable.
Advice, last question. This was awesome. You're a beautiful person. I'm glad that we was able to sit down and talk
Thank you.
about
I enjoy, like, you ask great questions. I really,
Thank you so much.
10 stars, top 10.
Hello, thank you. Big one, not the little one. For someone like myself or anybody who watched the show, got inspired, they said, you know what, I'm about to do this shit.
Yeah.
What is your advice?
Be genuine, be authentic, be yourself. Come with a plan, stick to it. And when I say stick to it, keep it as basic and simple as possible. There are no expectations and you cannot predict the future. So don't even overthink. Just keep yourself grounded, keep God first, and, you know, and just watch your back.
You heard, watch your back. And that's in real life too.
Like, seriously.
So this is just a quick word. So you said be authentic, be yourself and shit like that. Like, what about someone like me who like can switch it on and switch it off, right? I mean, you probably see me switched off earlier and then switched on during it.
That's your authentic self, because then you would have the discernment to know when certain situations apply, who to be.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen.
Because that's the way I played the game.
You did.
Like, legit. Like, there was
and
times
I
where
didn't like your
high.
gameplay, but it makes sense.
Because you guys didn't get to see my whole gameplay though either.
I didn't. But even talking to you, I get it. And on top of that, I watch these type of shows, right? So to make it to top 10, like it's not easy. Even if you're just swimming through to get to the top, it's still not easy.
Not at
any
all.
game show that
Not
it comes to like competition, right?
Yeah.
So like even as I'm watching the people who they didn't really give you that much maybe time throughout the show. I'm like, but there's something about y'all because y'all strategically got yourselves to this position. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
but when they start homing in on y'all gameplay, from what I'm saying, like even when there was a time when you got on the phone where you knew like they on your ass, like you might not even get the vote, and you was just like, all right, I'm gonna just call you right back. I'm like, damn, you so calm and collected. Because a nigga like me, like, hey, check it out, vote for me, or send me the bread, or neither, and I beat your stupid ass.
So
pick one. You feel me? I mean, again, I'm gonna be professional so I don't get kicked off. But I would have gave off that energy, like, hey.
No, for sure. Because like I said, like people know me prior to going to BC Games. People know me for being wild energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a different side of me. But at the same time, that was actually one of the things that I was proud of the most. Because again, I came into that game really for like to prove to myself of who I was.
Right.
So like, you know, I've struggled with not always being, you know, soft or like, you know, like, you know, putting myself like, you know, like like there was a time when Jeremy was picked for a leader, and then like Tariq, who's one of the hosts, he came and asked me, he's like, Queen, you're a leader. He's like, why did they pick Jeremy and not you? And I said, because a real leader knows when to submit to another leader. And I was like, so that's what I did, because I didn't want to create tension that was going to then eventually make me look at a target. You know what I'm saying? So
with you saying this, and I'm gonna end it on this note, with you saying like people who really know you, I'm saying your family, your friends know you, like out there, you loud, you fun, you feel me? Would they say that this gameplay lost you the game, since they know? And again, you have your own perspective of you because you were there, but then there's people who know you, like kind of really know you.
Well, so I lost out on $5 million. I didn't lose the game because the game that I was playing was to make it to the top 10.
Okay.
So just setting the record straight with that.
Right.
But
no friends, she didn't want the money, but most of your friends like wanted you to win the money, I'm guessing.
No, right, exactly. Friends, family, everybody wanted me to win. Yeah. So like the only thing that honestly kept me from that gameplay. So that day after we were in the house, I didn't talk to nobody because I just went in my house and I went to sleep. I was so mentally exhausted. And mind you, at this point, we've been. This is 4 weeks. We're about to work on 5 weeks.
No phones, no TV.
Nothing.
So like, I also want to ask this too, really quick. I'm so sorry. How were you? Like, just say for example, God forbid something happened to your family. How would you know?
Oh, so we did have. So okay. So my mother knew. You know, when we had emergency contacts.
Okay.
And so all of our our emergency contact was updated as we continued on in the rounds. So it was like, okay, once we made top 500, top 250, top 150, they were getting texts. So that was, you know, that was.
So then if something happened, they could text back that number, like, hey, I'm in the hospital.
Oh yeah, I'm like the Beast team. One thing, shout out to the Beast team. Like they took great care of us.
Okay.
When I tell you, like John, Mike, like, you know, it was absolutely just, you know, it's nice to be appreciated as, you know, as like valuable pieces to the vision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they had a huge vision that they were trying to accomplish. something that's never been done before,
Yeah,
and trusted us.
Y'all were the first one.
Look, and trusted us to make it happen.
Y'all were the beta
you know
of it to see if it could even work.
Yeah, literally. So like, I'm excited for how season 2 will go, because I think that it's going to be a lot more like Survivor style. We're going to get to know what, get in ahead of the players.
At least when it gets down, because again, 1,000 is like, but like, with Survivor it's only like 14 or 20, 30, and then they break it down.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to start showing
Exactly.
who's their background and shit like that. But for y'all, it's 1,000. So definitely towards maybe the last 30, we should start knowing like, you feel me? Where, because even Survivor, they go to they where they from and shit like that, before everything gets shot, or maybe even after.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from Baltimore. This is what I do. So we kind of get to really know you as you're playing, though.
Yeah.
Because
and I think that was the edges that were missing a little bit.
Yeah, because if we've known like how you are, let's just say we seen your audition tape, but then they show you like working or being in the club sometimes, like little clips like that, like how they do on Amazing Race. Then we'll be like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing, Queen. Like,
and it's crazy that you mentioned that, because they asked for another clip. So we sent the audition video. Then once everything got through or whatever, I can't remember if this was after Vegas or before Vegas, but they had asked us again, like, just random questions. They were like, talk about yourself, like, what would you do with the money, like, little things. And they never did anything with it. So I'm just, I think they had a lot of ideas and just.
It's hard to cram everything.
Literally, just like they had to try to figure out, what was going to work and what wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, and then not only that, but they were trying to make sure they stayed away from like people that were going to give like cringy or just like non-authentic. And sometimes
there's so many people, so
exactly.
there's a lot of personality, a lot of different type of vibes. So definitely. But I'm glad I was able to sit down and talk. This is my first time being able to talk to somebody off a game show, and a game show that I actually enjoy. A show, period, that I enjoy.
Well, just thank you for watching. Like, thank you for supporting, because, there was a lot of controversy before, but I feel like once you watch the show, you're going to love it. So
yeah, definitely. It's definitely dope. It's different. But again, for people, because I feel like we're a niche. Like, the people that watch and do these type of shows.
Yes, because me and Patrick, so, like, we are gamers. Like he's a like, you would love Pat because he loves Survivor. He's watched every season. He studies these game shows. Like, he studied Jimmy's Mr. Beast videos for the past 3 years. Like, that's how he landed his spot on. So everybody has a different story.
So there's gonna be people who not into it, who won't understand it for real, for like gameplay and being conniving and finesse and shit.
That's the world.
You feel me? But like I said, I think it's super dope that you were able to experience it. I hope one day I can experience some shit like that. Maybe not the Beast, because I feel like that's a lot too extreme for me. But like, I do want to get into some type of gameplay.
I think there's room for you.
We'll have to figure it out.
I think there's room for you.
But I think it was awesome. It was dope talking to you.
And
I can't wait to see you like just walk into like your celebrityness. Because again, like you said, you don't know what you are, but that's what the world looks at you like that. Even if it's like for a small, because we all got ADHD when it comes to like TV and music, right? So like right now we see all of y'all. Next week or 2 weeks from now is gonna be a new show. So
right.
But you still gonna be a likeliness of people who was on the show that we fucked with. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's super dope. And just continue to do what you do. I think you're a light for sure. And people who fuck with you and talk to you, they gonna feel your energy, because I definitely felt it for sure.
Thank you. That's really honestly just all I want. I just want for people to like, to just genuinely experience who I am, and to not like take from me, but to just, like, I give love. I just want love back. That's it.
Reciprocate what you give off, and you're gonna get it right back.
That's it.
Type vibe. I see we got the jersey, so hopefully maybe like, I know you said maybe you might auction it or whatever, because maybe I can win it. I might buy this motherfucker just to have it, so and have this motherfucker, because it's like a football jersey to me. All of my homies that are from my city that play football got their jerseys and shit.
Yeah, this is the only one that is signed by Nolan or signed by any of the hosts.
I was talking about getting signed by you.
I get that, so I snuck it out. So, and then when my best friend came, her and her husband, when they brought the family members up, so her and her husband signed one of my long sleeves jerseys. So those are the 2 jerseys I have signed. So I definitely probably want to keep those for myself.
Right.
But then I have one that's just blank, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I might auction it off and like do it like a charity thing, or like, because I've done like like haircuts for homeless and some Thanksgiving Day things or whatever. So
that's dope.
But I wanna have like my own little like field day in the city, like in Baltimore. Like, I think it would just be so lit.
Let us know. Like, me and views have come out
there. Baltimore Beast Games Day, or something like that.
I'm trying to come to Baltimore, see the town, be with somebody that's gonna keep me safe.
Yeah, look, I'm good at any hood. Like, I'll pull up anywhere. Like, trust me.
But we go. You can show us just how it go. How it be out there. At least show me. I'm gonna be.
I'm West Side certified, but I done lived over East Coast.
I'm gonna be in the East Coast sometime this year for sure. Like in the middle of the year.
Yeah, come through.
So I'm gonna tap in with you. But it was a pleasure. I hope
Alright.
you enjoyed my conversation. I hope I didn't
Yo,
bore
you
to
asked
death.
great questions. Like I fucked with you. Like this, like there's some people where I be like, are we done?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I was like, and I was curious. That's kind of like the like host to host. Like I was like, damn, I wonder how you gonna end the joint. Like you know, so I was like, I was thinking about.
I try to end it.
I am hungry.
Yeah, I typically try to end it with like on a high note. That's why I ask like who's your biggest ops, and then also like let people know how they can be part of it. And, you know, I try to. Again, I'll be all over the place as a host, but I try to stay a little on point.
No,
know
you
what
do.
I'm
And actually, so I said Jazz 737 and Ashley 816, and then I just wanted to make sure I touched too, like my peoples that were on the platform challenge, like Scott, Haley Squared. There was 2 Haleys on there.
All of them that sent you home.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
they got sent home.
Yeah. So like it would be them, Ashley, and then Jazz. Since you said I can't mention my game show bestie. So
Yeah, because you locked in with her.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that don't count.
Exactly.
Like,
So
and
but
then,
it was,
she in Detroit, right? So I'm gonna be in Detroit in March. I'm gonna have to hit her up so I can get an interview with her.
Oh yeah, like I would definitely like.
Yeah,
oh, and she lit. She crazy. Like yeah.
If she's from Detroit, she gotta be crazy. I love Detroit. That's my second home. I'm out there
Oh
3
my God. I ain't
4
mean it that way. He said that. You know I ain't say that, boo.
I meant it in a good way. I know how Detroit people are, and I love y'all with all of my heart. So
listen, like I met her before we ever had a challenge, before we ever got jerseys. Like I met her when we just was in the hotel, like just getting like getting all the information and stuff. So and like I was like, because we were locked in our hotel rooms, like we weren't allowed to socialize or nothing.
Oh wow.
So like we had shared, we was in the line together, so we shared each other's Instagrams. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, breakfast, like, cause you could go down and get your food, but you had to go back up to the room. So we would like walk around the hotel the long way or whatever, just so we didn't have to go back together. But yeah, she's my A1 day one.
Shout out, what was her number again?
705 on the game.
Shout out to 705. Thank you so much, Queen, for coming through.
Thank you for having me. Shout out to the AuxConnect.
Hello.
I love y'all. Thank you for having me once
Hello. On that note, my name is DJ Muda. This is TheAuxConnect podcast. We didn't connect it. Listen, we don't just connect y'all with music, as y'all can see. You feel me?
That part.
So shout out to y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all be blessed. God bless y'all. We out of this thing.